Welcome, my friend.
Yeah. It's been. Oh. Good evening, everyone.
Yes. Good evening. Welcome. We're
That makes
here.
me think of a treehouse, which we said.
Treehouse. Yes. Oh, you never know. You never know. Wow. We're here.
We are here. What is up, everyone? Hello, hello. Without further ado, Dreamport. It's been a little while. I think we haven't done this since Sinners was announced. I think there was a few more announcements, between
just a couple announcements, yeah.
Between that and then
just a couple announcements. Yeah, you blink and that goes to show you just how quick this goes, because we're sitting at Cabana Bay talking about Sinners, and now, as Albert's saying, 2 weeks away.
2
Crazy.
Weeks. And we will actually be seeing some of the houses next week.
Yeah. Shoot.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Whoa, next Friday.
A week from
so a week from Friday.
Yeah.
Well, less than a week from that, because Premium is less than a week from that.
Premium, yeah.
Wow.
Everybody
also,
in the chat, are you going to Premium? Do you have your tickets already? You know, it's crazy. I still have not brought my damn Frequent Fear.
Frequent Fear? Uh-oh.
I know.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Gotta get it.
Don't want
well,
it to sell
nice
out.
to meet you guys. Nice to meet you from Fallout. You'll see us again around, poking around this year. Be curious where we end up. Cause I know
what's our hotspots.
Chris, I know you made a thing on Instagram that was like about the tents and like just how much time we spent there. And
that was our area.
So that was our area. So
I trusted those houses, and not only did I just enjoy doing those houses, it was like, man, this is where it's at. Like, no one goes back here. It's perfect. Don't have to deal with the crowds. I know, like, the route. I know which ones I want to do.
Yeah.
The only thing I was missing back there was a food booth.
Which we'll talk about food as we get deeper in, because that's what's happening now. That's the only thing we're waiting on. We're only waiting on food. I mean, Hollywood has their dining pass, which is on sale. And we have a couple food items from the hotels. But other than that...
to trickle in, yeah.
Whoa.
What does that say? Oh.
Both premium nights, one RIP, one 6 House Behind the Scream, and a Rush of Fear. Hey, you know what? Going all out. I love to see it. Yeah.
Anybody knows that
love to see it.
WWE reference. Must be the money.
I know you have Albert Premium Scream opening night and RIP on Saturday.
All right.
Yeah, we're doing.
That's a good way of doing it as well. A lot of people, from what I've always gathered, a lot of people do RIP at some point. Like, even if they go a couple nights, they always do at least one RIP in there. It's very interesting to me. I don't know if it's to cover all bases. Probably. Or if it's just that's like your relaxed night where you're like, oh, I don't have to think about lines and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, for me, because I mean, I think I've said this before. I think maybe in the last stream I did, but I'm going out west. for the first time, Hollywood. So you Hollywood folks, I'm gonna finally get to see your event. But I'm doing an RIP, but I'm also only going one night. So I'm going one night RIP,
Yeah,
and most recently, Unmasking the
that's
Horror
right,
Tour.
baby.
Literally bought that, waiting for the stream to start.
That's right. I taught.
So
Hey, Hollywood, hook your boy up. I got y'all
hook him up.
one extra
Get
sale.
Yeah, one extra sale. I'm doing that on the same day. It was just kind of a happenstance because I didn't realize the tour, like based on everything, was timing, and it was so like cheap. We'll talk about it when we talk about the tour and the new, because that's a new thing just announced at Midsummer.
Yeah,
But
Hollywood. It's very odd, not odd, but it's very interesting that both parks this year have just been debuting like new ticket options, new
yes,
little
all
things
kinds
here
of
and
stuff.
there, trying different stuff. Um, like we're probably not going to dive too deep into it, but like the Orlando bar, like the hotel stuff, it seems like
Yeah,
yes, there are some repeats in there. When I was reading it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, the
sure.
alien thing again, the rock thing at Hard Rock, but then they're at least trying to branch out on some of the other things, like the exclusive bar at the
Hmm.
Jake's. That sounds very interesting.
Yep.
Stella, in
What's
Stella Nova,
what's
the two
yeah?
hotels,
What are they getting?
they actually have these really interesting themes going on. If you didn't read
Oh,
like the synopsis, it sounds really cool though.
let's
Some of
see.
them sound like it's like two aliens battling, but then there's like some interesting play of like during the day and then during the night. So I don't know if it
Oh,
like changes colors or something, but
that's
some
cool.
really cool drinks over there. So they're trying to at least include some of the people that might be going to like Epic as well. So I like that.
Yeah, nice. I didn't know. I didn't know
And
because I
then
knew that.
the
I guess I didn't
exclusive bar
realize.
that they mentioned as well, which I don't think
Oh yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
sounds like it's really cool, but then I think it's just going to be like just literally like a separate bar, like not
Nice.
like a theme bar or anything. Like everyone's thinking it's going to be unmasking the
Um,
John Murdy.
I'm messing the John Murdy. Also, welcome Austin. First time watching the stream.
Hello,
You
welcome,
guys don't like
welcome.
the sound effects? Those are gonna get hit quite a bit on the stream here. Um, but yeah, no. Let's see what else we got here. We got here a one night, two night express. RIP one night, two night express, and then one night RIP Hollywood. Nice,
Okay,
very
yeah. I
nice.
was here.
Yeah,
A lot of people do
unmasking,
RIP over there.
masking the John
Unmasking the
Murdy.
John Murdy.
If I wish I got. I hope he's maybe around. That would be really nice. Just to
Yeah.
like say thank you, thank you for getting Ozzy to this event, John Murdy. Um, most excited for Evil Dead Burn or Invasion. I loved Evil Dead Burn so much. Still
Interesting.
haven't seen the movie, but that's okay.
Um,
We'll
I
talk. We'll
did
talk
listen
about that
to
when we
Fear and
go there.
Beer, conversation on that movie. So
Oh yeah. Um. Yeah. So yeah, both coasts. So we got a lot to go into. So
yes,
we'll talk more as we get through because we got to talk about everything Orlando, everything Hollywood.
yes, lots
There's
of stuff.
there's there's all kinds of stuff for both coasts. New stuff, like you said, like that's. I guess that's a good place to start, even before we jump into the houses specifically, houses, zones, whatever. You you have this event that changes every year, but it feels like this year is deliberate to be like, we're changing the way the event's marketed. We're
Yeah,
changing Stain Scream. We're changing the like the merch. We're changing the way like the event is pushed forward. And I think it's one of those things that 35, at least for Orlando side, because obviously Orlando is based on anniversary. This year Hollywood's not really anniversary. Oh, look, kind of feels like an anniversary year in Hollywood with all like you have a Latin American house that Murdy's really wanted to make. You have a huge
yeah.
Terror Tram. You have original that ties into like event a little bit into event
hmm
lore.
Ozzy
So it's
ties
like
into its Black Sabbath
Ozzy,
roots.
yes,
Of yeah,
yes. So it does feel it feels, but like but Orlando, I think this is the step forward that it's going to be. And like there are certain things like if you're on board now, cool. If you're not, I don't think the event's going to look the same
mm-mm,
in the
mm-mm.
next 5 6 years.
Yep.
Um,
I think
or
they're
even in the next
really
2-3 years.
they're almost starting like this year is the testing of a lot of different things. You know, like frequent fear going away with the Express, the early
Oh
house,
yeah, 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 yeah.
thing is just it's just bonkers to even think that was going to be a real thing. The whole like
Hmm.
get your wristband as soon as you walk in to the park that
Yeah.
day. There's no
Operation
waiting.
changes.
That's going to be
Yep.
just truly a
2
different
p.m.
horror nights.
2 p.m. open. 3 houses
Hmm.
opening at 2 p.m. Like
Yeah,
we're having 12-hour HHN days theoretically. If you're doing
I
full stay
never
and
would have
scream,
thought that. So,
ooh, my
everyone
legs. I
out
already
there,
feel
be
it.
nice to the actors,
Yes.
appreciate them, thank them
Yes.
if you can,
And
clap.
don't harass the characters.
Yes.
Don't don't be rude. Don't be weird. Don't be like. Let's just have fun, y'all. Like we're here to have fun. It's anniversary year. It's big year. We've been waiting on this. Also, another thing, just a thing to keep in mind. A, differing opinions happen. Let's not harass people about them.
Yeah.
Also, let's give things a chance before we judge them, because obviously we can be hyped, we can get excited, we can be whatever, and it's one thing to say this sucks or I don't really like this, but like let's see, because sometimes those things that come out of nowhere are like those things will just appear,
Yeah.
right? Like the best stuff sometimes just appears. So we're
Who
excited. We've
knows?
been
Killer
waiting.
Clowns
Like
might
let's
be
get
one of my
excited.
most favorite of the year.
It might be. It might. I mean, who could have said that? Who could have said that Galkin would be like up there in terms of a
Yeah.
house that we would do a lot? I couldn't have told you that when we were doing this stream last year. Like the same kind of preparation. I couldn't. I
I didn't
wouldn't have
even
told
know
you
how
that.
to pronounce Gulkin. I was like, what is this? What? How do you say this? Gulkin?
But yeah. So we have a lot of comments.
Albert.
You can go
Yeah,
to
it's hotel, health services. Diagon
don't
Alley.
no don't go to health services.
No,
I
Diagon
was gonna
Alley,
say
the
if
little dark alley that you can sit on the bench and take a nap,
well
as long as the
I
deaf
was
eater
gonna
doesn't
say
mess with you.
yeah that
Well,
or
the
you go
music
by
might not be so loud though, too.
go well I don't know this year because like I was like go by DreamWorks Land, that like area outside of DreamWorks Land, but I don't know because
Yes,
of the
that is
Fortnite zone. I don't know if that's gonna be
maybe. Yeah, that was kind of a quiet area because you don't want to go
it
near chainsaws. Yeah,
or
that's an interesting
because
question.
the
I don't think anybody's ever asked
I
that
don't
one.
think I don't think there's really a good spot this year just um because of just how much everything is everywhere. Like New
Mm,
York, it's the whole street.
yeah,
You
all
have
the way.
Chainsaws and Simpsons, Lagoon Show,
Oh yeah, yeah. There's Lagoon Show.
DreamWorks Theater. Well, that you're talking Hollywood because yeah, there's no DreamWorks Theater
There's
show
no
this year.
DreamWorks. Yeah,
No show,
I
which kind of
did.
sucks.
I thought that was when my friend was like, "Oh yeah, he said it." I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" Like, there's no like, even if I didn't care to go to the show, still there's no show. Like, there's been a show there at least for the last 3 or 4 years I've been
Now,
going.
now we'll probably talk about this briefly, but uh, I would have thought just because of the nature of everything, because of how everything's going to be and how hot this is like how hot this is going to be at the event with it being a Hollywood exclusive. I'm surprised this isn't in the DreamWorks Theater. Like everything involved
Mm,
with this isn't at the DreamWorks Theater because that's a way you can control it and you can even like incorporate like you show clips from the movie and then you can meet
yeah,
the
because
character
they did it with Blumhouse,
with
where
Blumhouse. Yeah,
it was like the clips and then like the screen, like the person slash, and then the screen came on and it was
yeah.
it
It
was
was Megan.
Megan. Yeah, so that would have
Yeah.
been like Nikki standing up there doing like her no, and then like doing or something.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes,
You finally watched it. Okay,
I finally watched it.
we'll probably talk about that at some point when we get to Hollywood stuff. But
Yeah, freaky
a lot
Nikki.
of freaky
What a
Nikki.
name.
Um, all right, so I feel like I think the best way to maybe go about this would be let's talk about IPs. Let's talk about the
Mm,
IPs for all the event, like both events, because for the first time I feel like in a while, Hollywood and Orlando from zones to houses have all the same properties. It's the
Yeah.
Five, Killer Clowns Art, and Fortnite, which is kind of wild. Like there's no like, oh, this is a Hollywood only IP, and in Orlando doesn't get it.
Yeah, an
It's different,
exclusive one like Evil Dead Rise, but then
right?
like Orlando doesn't
Poltergeist,
get it,
whatever.
and Poltergeist, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we could talk about the IPs and talk about both houses, and then get into originals for both coast zones and things like that. And I think the best place to start would be
Oh, okay.
somewhere we already kind of started. That's okay. We're not going to spoil it too much.
Yeah.
But we already started with Sinners, so we already talked a little bit about Sinners.
Yes.
I feel like we have a
Sinners.
whole stream. I feel like if you guys want to know more of our in-depth thoughts about the house and what we think. I mean, we know this is going in the Ube
The
in
Oob, which
Hollywood,
you
which
haven't been in that building. I've been in it
no,
a couple times now. Let's see. I've seen the Horror Hotel, Evil Dead Rise, Fallout, A Quiet Place. It's a very good venue. It gets very
yeah,
underrated. It's really cool because the way you go into the queue, which I'm curious of how they're going to do this with Sinners because the
like
time period and
are they gonna do
like
like video for it? Maybe
the
clips from the movie?
yeah, it would feel weird because like everything else, like okay, A Quiet Place had a queue video that was really cool that is set
Yes,
up. Fallout had their clips.
yeah.
Horror Hotel had like a projection screen and stuff. So I'm like, do I want to walk into the Oob and see like Jordan on the screen being like, "Welcome to Sinners," or such and such and such.
Gonna be
Do I
cool
want to
though.
see that or do it? But the time period they can't have like it wouldn't make sense for them to film something. You know what I mean? Unless it's news stories about the brothers. That would be kind of a cool way of setting something up.
I think that would be cool. Or you could even have like the looping, like a clip looping, kind of like the intro of the film. I probably won't do this because it's animated and that probably would take a
Mm,
lot of effort. But I think like the
yeah,
intro of the film that kind of like sets you up with the story of the vampire, like oh the music and how it connects to different cultures and stuff like that would be a
yeah.
cool setup for the house. Because I think if if uh if time has serves us correct, memory serves correctly, and if we're looking at any indication, we're probably going to get a wall that says Sinners, the walk-in, just like
Yeah,
Fallout got
they
quiet, and then
love
you
doing
turn the
that.
corner, and then you'll see, I'm sure, the club. That would make sense because we know
Yes, yep.
Orlando is getting it as an indoor facade because we know, yeah, it's gonna be. We saw it kind of leaked. Not really. It was visible from the park, but you could see the wrap of Sinners on the tent where
Yeah,
Galkin was. So
I don't think they'll ever go back to
outdoor
a
facade.
facade on the outside. Probably, maybe
I
not for a while. I don't know.
I think also just because of how like for me I used to be very much like why don't they have an outdoor because Goblins had one and I
Yeah,
was like that was really cool
that was cool.
but what I will say for one I don't really care if the facade's indoors. I mean it sucks because like if you're like us we're obviously trying to film as much as possible. You
Yeah.
can't film in the house, you're not going to be able to see that. But with that being said, the way you enter those sprung tents, if you've never been, it's kind of weird because you go up a ramp on the side, like around a door. It's not like the other facades that, like the other two sprung tents, where you get like a good look at the facade and you see like,
Mm.
I, we don't have any photos or anything, but like the alien facade looks big,
Oh,
like a
gigantic.
massive facade, which is really
Jeez.
exciting.
Yeah.
And so that one you'll walk up and you'll see it. Like our Hatchet, like the Hatchet and Chains facade was like you walked up and you could see it fully. It's kind of like Hollywood equivalent would almost be like what they did with the Jurassic World, where you're kind of like walking up the side of it and you
Yes.
don't really get to see
Yeah.
it
You
full
turn the
on.
corner. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so it's like why do a full outdoor facade when like you have the picture, whatever, it's the theming of the tent, and then when you go inside is when you get the cool entrance
The only
of the
thing I
club.
don't like about the Jurassic Park thing is the turn is so tight that you can't take in the facade. Like you couldn't film it. Like I wanted to get
Right.
the Tiki Hut like from a little bit further out, but there's not. They don't extend the line to go wrap around. Like you literally walk along the side of the facade.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting with the house that they have there this year, how that's going to look
Yes.
because it
Yeah,
looks
because
much
that facade's
taller.
big.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks way bigger. So maybe they will extend the line this year a little bit, somewhat out.
Um, I'm gathering
That's
materials.
what I was.
Don't make
Oh,
me.
sorry. That's what I was thinking it was going to be. Like on the video screen, it would be like, "Hi, I'm Ryan Coogler, and I'm Jordan B. Like welcome to
Like,
Sinners." Like, da, 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 da.
yeah. Well, I think that honestly, I think that would be kind of cool if you did want to do, because that's kind of what they do with if you've ever seen, if you've ever been on the daytime tram and you'll see them do the like introduce Nope, the sets, and they'll be like Jordan Peele will come on and say, I'm
Oh
Jordan
yeah,
Peele and
yeah,
this is the
yeah.
sets of Nope. I think that could
The
be,
server of Nope.
yes, which is awesome. This is the great. But yeah, I think Annie, I think that will be the like the opening of the house, so you'll hear her talking.
Mm,
But I think it's cool. I think we can. I want to come back to this comment. I'm going to star it because there's a comment about another house that we're probably
okay.
going to talk about next. But I want to, if we
Mm,
have any more thoughts on Sinners, throw it in the chat because I feel like I'm like it's not saying we're trying to move through, but we have a lot of stuff to cover, and
it's a
we can
lot.
always circle
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And we are, like I said, we already did talk about Sinners pretty extensively in the previous live stream, like for like 2
Question for
hours.
you: How
Yeah.
many times have you watched the movie?
I'll probably watch it once more, either during opening weekend or before opening weekend. I've seen it 3 times now, 4 times, something like that. I saw it.
Interesting.
I've seen it. I own it. I own the disc of it. I've seen it a couple times with a few different people,
Is
and
it
I.
a
Oh,
side
go ahead.
question? Watching it that many times, is it feel different than the first time? Like, is it quicker in your mind, or is it like just as good? Or
Well, for me, I think because of the fact that Sinners is very much a movie that is it's two movies in
mm-hmm.
one, where it's like you have the first half, which is like a drama, and the
Yeah,
second half is where your horror stuff comes in. And I know people that really love, they're like, okay, I really like the horror stuff, so the
yeah.
rest
Skip
of the
all the.
stuff, skip all that. The build up, but I think the build up for me is some of the most interesting parts of the movie.
Mm,
Um, so I don't mind. I
yeah,
think I think you do notice, like I will say I really love the movie, and I think there's so much to love about the movie. And when I watch it, like certain things that I think I'm just excited. I'm excited to see the vampires. I'm excited to see
yeah.
how they do that, the masks, prosthetics. I think it's going to look really cool. I'm excited for the music. Like I love the score for Sinners. The like background score music is awesome. Um, but there
It
are
will
like,
be interesting for me to see how this affects you after, like going to the house a bunch of times. Is it going to make you
yeah,
be like, "Dang, I
I love
really
the
love
movie.
this movie now even more"? Like,
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happened with Ghostbusters, where like I saw the movie before HHN. I was like, it's fine, whatever. Like it's fine
which one
sequel.
are we
Frozen
talking of?
Empire.
Frozen? Okay,
Yeah,
Frozen.
Frozen Empire. Before we went through the house, and then after that though, I kind of got a more of a fondness for the movie because like I remember the scene. Like when I watched the movie, I'm like, oh, I remember the house and the little quotes and the little the e prompts. So I think it'll probably be the same. Like I
Mm.
wanna hear Cornbread talking about let's all be friends and let's I want that. I want to hear Mary going, we're gonna kill every last one of you. Like I think like
Yeah,
those will be those moments that you remember. Um,
you're
but I
hyping me.
yeah I know. What about you? You've seen it once, right? Once or
Only
twice?
once, yes, once.
Okay.
I'm
That
kind of having that conflict of like with Obsession, where I'm like, do 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 I want to watch it anymore, or is this a movie that I'm going to like enjoy a second time, or am I going to be like, you know what I mean?
it's
Like you
okay.
see a movie once and you're like, man, that was good, or like, or this is phenomenal. You're like, do I risk it again? That's always the thing in my mind. Or
Sure.
you start seeing flaws in it the second time, or you're like,
Yeah.
or it could be just as good. But
Or it's better. Yeah.
nonetheless,
Um, the
what is our second IP?
second IP, that's I feel like we got thoughts on this one, but it's gonna be Stranger Things 5, the
Mm,
final. Hopefully, please, let's not do
mm.
this anymore.
Come on, man. We got
House.
the animated series and the prequels and whatever else. Just- you don't.
Yeah.
You mean you don't want to see Stranger Things Horror Unleashed Vegas Takeover?
Now that could be kind of cool, but no,
Yeah,
you could just keep Resident Evil there as long as you want. Like just keep it there. I
they
mean, they did
extended
extend
it.
it. They
Yeah.
extended it. Um, I want to go back to this question right here because this was a question specifically about Stranger Things. That's why I bookmarked it. What do you guys think the Stranger Things facade is? John has shot down that it's the radio station, but I don't know about Orlando. So I want to say, if my memory serves correctly, from reading the tweets from Murdy and conversation from Orlando's team, it's different facades for both coasts. So I
Mm,
very well could see the radio station being Orlando's facade, maybe not Hollywood's facade,
yeah,
because the last time they had the same facade.
yeah, same.
Same facade. Um, the I'm trying to think. I'm honestly not that familiar with the fifth season. I think most of it's going to be in the Upside Down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if most of
I
it's in the Upside Down.
I watched
You haven't,
this much of season 5, so
yeah, you haven't seen
it's
any of it.
all new for me.
Um, but I mean, I think we're curious to see. What I think would be cool is if they did a facade that was kind of like, I want a facade because we're talking soundstage for Hollywood, which
Hmm.
we only get like one of those a year. So like you got to savor. I mean, if you can maybe count Ube as a sound like a soundstage, but like a true
Yeah.
blue soundstage house. Those facades are always awesome. Like when they did the Weekend,
Yes.
that was
Hmm.
cool. The
Yeah,
the
that was
um
awesome.
the I mean
Five
Freddy,
Nights
yeah,
was
Five
cool.
Nights was a cool one. The typically those facades end up being pretty neat. So I'm thinking it would be cool if they did something like almost like the Weekend level, where it's like maybe like some kind of tribute to all of Stranger Things. Like you have like a big picture, a big like poster, maybe like with the city and the different locations, kind of like that. Or I don't know, something that's not like specifically from the season, because I'm not that familiar, so I can't tell
I
you
wonder
like
if,
what it specifically
well,
could be.
it's, well, because we're only doing 5, I imagine,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yes. Only
so it
five.
wouldn't
They
be
they
like
made that clear. Yep.
they're like, nope,
Now
ain't
the
no going
show
back.
the show will be through the whole series. That's why I think I'm more excited for the show, the Lagoon
Mm,
show, than the house, because it's a
yeah.
tribute to everything. Now, Albert's saying the Vecna's home, so this is the Creel home, I believe, which
Yes.
we did not get in either house. Hollywood had a paper freaking cutout of it. Orlando didn't even bother. They
No.
they had some pictures on the wall and that was it. So that would be a cool facade, like the actual build the house,
Hmm.
like how they did with like The Exorcist or Michael Myers. Like actually build a facade of the house and have that be that big. Walk up, you hear the music, like kind of like with Five Nights where you heard the
Oh
music
yeah.
beforehand and you
Maybe
could
it would have that
see it, the fog.
red glowing or something in
Yes,
the windows.
yes.
Yeah.
You could hear the dialogue, and you're like getting hyped to be like, yes, yes, I want to see this. That would be a good
No,
one. I think
no,
that would be a.
I might be getting a little more
Uh
hype.
oh, uh oh.
Yeah.
I do want to address this because this is something we won't be going into details here, just because of spoilers for folks. But what is your opinion on them releasing so many pictures inside of the houses? Because we got one for Jack and Oddfellow today, as we're
Mhm.
recording this, and HR Blood and Guts. We've gotten pictures, and then of course everything from the UK. But that was like more concept
Yeah.
art and stuff like that. But the official like HD photos,
Wow.
what do you think?
And it's an interesting time for Universal and Horror Nights because it's the main thing. It's their main draw. It's the, well, besides the epic, was it Epic Nights or whatever it's
Oh
called
yeah,
that they're
the
releasing?
the, the new
Really,
the new
besides
nighttime.
that, they released their holiday already, released the information on that. So they're like, we're full game. It's Horror Nights time. Like that's all they want to talk about and advertise and do interviews and whatever for the next, good geez, for the next like couple weeks. You're going to see nonstop stuff.
Hmm.
So it's them ramping it up because, like you said, there's nothing more for them to do. Like they've already done their press, thing overseas. They're not going to, I don't think, do any podcasts this year, or at least right now. There's no podcast, right? I
Yeah,
don't think, right.
yeah.
That's
That
X-Men
podcast pretty
86.
much got
So
shelved from now.
okay,
Yeah, at least
so
from everything I've heard.
unless they're bringing back the fanny pack to do some kind of stuff, like I think that might be on the back burner. So this is their way of hyping the content. Could it
Yeah.
be, in the grand scheme, like they're trying to jump ahead of the unmasking tours? Maybe. because they know like
Sure.
as soon as people take those tours, those photos are going to be out.
And
So it could be
everywhere.
them getting the jump on that. What do you say?
So for me, I don't really care about spoilers because it's different when you go through the house. Even like a picture of a like I mean I know because Hatchet and Chains they did this last year, and I saw pictures
Mm.
and I was like, that's cool. Without any context, I have no relation to that. So I'm like, cool, like that's neat. But like, because it's not like they're showing the full rooms. Like they'll show like a corner of a room or like a
Yeah.
prop, and it's like, okay, this is cool. But like, so I don't really care for the spoiler element of it. I think what it is more though is it. I wonder why, because you already kind of have like they so we can kind of I think this kind of segues into the merch, because that releasing all the merch on the website and doing that huge basically merch drop day where like you had the actual merch release in the park,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had later that day, literally, or the next day, all the merch appear on the website. Like I don't say all the merch, it's probably like 80% of the merchandise on the website, the big stuff. Then you had the promotional photos, which filled in probably another 5% of the merch, 5 or 10%. That it's like that was getting people hype, and that was all Universal. It wasn't content creators
Yeah.
necessarily, right? I think that's gonna be that's the constant battle of like, because obviously you own the product, you want to be the one in control of the narrative versus the content creators who are we're gonna say what we want to say about how we feel about everything, right? So with that being said, I think it. I wonder why though, because also this is another thing that's changed a lot: the drip feed of construction, because they know that people are in a park every day, filming construction updates, getting out there, covering it, and so they're making a point to be like, oh, you know, we're putting stuff out, and we're also segueing merch release, and we're doing these other things that are like, we know people are going to be out there filming and covering it.
Mm.
We know that these things are going to happen. I think the houses, original houses, are always a harder sell, even if it's Jack and Oddfellow, even if we love them and we're like, oh my god, we're so excited, and I know Jack and Oddfellow is going to be popular, that house is going to have a long line, but most people who are just coming for Stranger Things or Sinners or any of the other IPs or Fortnite or whatever, they're not going to know what that is. So it's like, as a way to also get the word out there of like, oh, like, hey, by the way, these houses are also like like originals are a big part of Orlando's event, and especially with the anniversary year.
Mm-hmm.
Because notice the two originals they focus on are like probably the most hyped originals, like HR Blood and Guts, which is a big fan one, and Oddfellow and Jack, which unfortunately for April, I think both of those are going to have a line. I think HR Blood and Guts is going to be popular. I think that house is going to be very popular. So it's like those things. It's a very strategic thing, and I don't think, obviously I don't have an answer because
Yeah.
I'm not coming in from that perspective. But what I am saying is I think it's interesting. It is deliberate. Like there's a reason they're doing it. I mean, there's a
Oh
reason why
yeah.
they let people take photos this year of the well, unfortunately for April, because you're gonna have to wait in that line. But like the photos of the UK press thing, they actually let them take photos this year. Last year there were no photos. Notice how none of those pictures came out last year.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
this
you're
year was
right.
more
This year
photos.
they let them
This year was
film. They
like
let them
they
take
brought
photos.
they brought characters, they
Oh
brought
yeah.
freaking like all that, like characters out. They had all the different content creators. Shout out to all the content creators.
A lot of people had one-on-one, like
With
little short
Jack
interviews with Laura
and
as well.
Laura, and yeah, so it's like it was not just like Darren. Darren Scott was not the only person out there filming. It was a thing. So yeah, I will be in that line. I know. I'm upset about it. I'm pissed. I'm pissed actually. I'm excited, but I'm
And
pissed.
not to rain. Oops, I said the word. Not to
Oh,
drizzle on someone's parade, but there's two IPs next door to that tent. So yeah, what do you think people are gonna do when they're done with those two houses? They're going to straight to that tent, the two
that one.
tents. So that whole back
Yeah,
area is just going to
I
be
think the whole thing
nuts.
is gonna be. But then there's
Yeah.
also this question, this conversation. Price of the vacation keeps going down. They're trying to get people to come. We know that
Mm.
Universal's crowds are down. Like it's national news. It's not
Hmm.
not speculation. It's not a
So
guess.
that
It's not a
could be
rumor.
as well into the play of
So
like
we don't
we
know.
need to hype people, like get
Yeah.
people to start booking and start. I mean, that's why they're releasing like all this stuff almost it seems like every maybe 2 or 3 days or something from them kind of drizzle out. Where like the press release stuff about the hotel, it's not on the website. It's
Hmm.
not somewhere you can just go to halloweenhornets.com and click it and see all the information. It's only
Hmm.
sent out to uh, news organizations or like inside Universal, and
Of
then they
course.
put it out. So then
Yep.
it's very curious of why like Hornets doesn't put that stuff on their own website, but maybe they just kind of want
For
that to be more of a surprise. But
for the images, like for the spoiler, no, they have a
well,
blog.
oh, okay, so they did
Yeah,
a
because
blog
they're
post.
doing it
Okay.
on their blog. Because they'll put information. Because they
Ah,
also said they'll also like you read the blog. There was also information about the house. Like there were like things that it's gonna be
oh,
in the house. That it's I mean it's not really like mild spoiler I
yeah.
guess mild spoiler whatever. But they said the house is gonna kind of be like a dual path. So they're gonna have a tilted. They're gonna bring
Oh,
back the tilted floor, which is cool,
oh,
exciting.
great,
But if you don't like
great.
that, they have an accessible way to do it. It's not like whatever. But then
Fun
also, yeah,
segment.
they mentioned some of the specific scenes, how they're going to do that. So, but yeah, no, I mean, everything's getting more expensive. Everything is getting pricier. I see the comments here. So, we'll have to see how that plays out in terms of this is weird. I don't like being on full blast. The, the full thing. But, I do want to answer this because we kind of talked about this, but yes, we are doing unmasking the week before. Yeah, the Friday before opening weekend, the first day, well, basically that they're doing the unmasking early. We don't know what houses they are yet. If I were to take a guess, if we're going based on previous years, I would expect the Invasion, the Blood and Guts house, and then maybe the Zoo house, or maybe Jack and Oddfellow because they're teasing it so early. Typically, those are the houses that they put on that early tour. It's stuff they don't really care about being spoiled. So, also, I think sometimes it's an indication of what you can actually photograph. So, obviously, we'll be covering it. I don't know if we're going to do a live stream on this, but we'll definitely be covering the early tour when that happens. But yeah, HHN will still be busy. Yeah, I don't think anything is going to hit FNAF. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be like Stranger Things will be popular, Sinners will be popular, Hellraiser's probably going to be popular. I can even see Ozzy being pretty popular, but I don't see anything breaking that like immediately hits capacity 3 hour wait as soon as the event opens. I don't see that happening for any of the houses, and that's just also because of the demand of the IP. Just because like last year, I think we saw a new high with Terrifier and Five Nights and Jason. I mean, Jason had like a long line for like typical HHN standards, but Terrifier and Five Nights was like a new level of like two juggernaut properties in one year. Juggernaut properties, which is very, very unique. Typically, it's like one. I'm waiting to jump back into any IPs until Chris comes back. But I do want to answer this question. So, anybody has any questions about Stranger Things as well, we can drop that in here. I think touring the house to change the experience. Yes, it does. I think it does in some ways because for me, like Hatchet and Chains, I was super excited for that house beforehand. It was like I want to say number two on my hype list at that point, and then touring it, I was like kid in a candy store. I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Loved all the seeing all the different scenic of the house. But like other houses like Dolls and Grave of Flesh, I wasn't very impressed with doing it with the lights on, but then like seeing it, at the event, like they grew on me. Dolls especially, Grave of Flesh not as much, but unfortunately, I like the house fine. I think it's fine, but it just wasn't a favorite of mine. But it does. Like I think as much as I want to be like it doesn't do change any, it does. But like I think still like you could still enjoy the houses touring it. I don't think it ruins it, but I do think it does slightly change your perspective because if you're someone like myself that has a good memory, yeah, exactly. Lights on tour before the first walk. That's what I'm referring to specifically. Um, they've done a good job of getting these houses mostly done, so it's not like you're missing things. Because I want to say it's like sometime I didn't do it the first year, but when I was told the first year, like some stuff was missing, like it was like, oh, we're missing this little set piece here. It's coming in later. But the houses were pretty much done when we went through last year. But I think yeah, like it does slightly morph your perspective if you're someone like myself who remembers those things pretty specifically. Um, oh, and oh, are you back? Are you back? There he goes. There he is. Oh, sorry.
What I miss?
There you go. He's back. Sorry, the delay. No, we were just talking about tours, unmasking.
Tours, unmasking. Did
Uh,
you hear? Hollywood's doing it. Oh, we're not at that part yet.
doing it.
Okay.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Okay.
We're definitely gonna talk about that. Um, but I think it's time to jump to the next IP. I guess. Do we want to go? I guess we'll just go in announcement order then.
Oh.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, good, Mike.
Just adjusting.
All right, and let's talk about the next IP, which is one big one for a lot of people, Hellraiser.
Ooh.
Hellraiser.
Look at that Hellraiser. Butterball.
We both butterball, butterball. We both have seen, because I think I had only seen. I don't know. I think I hadn't like fully sat down. I think and watched Hellraiser, but now I have. I've seen the first two. I've still yet to watch three, but I know most of the house
I'm
is
in
going
the
to be
same
one
boat.
and two.
I still need to watch 3, which it's very hard to find it streaming anywhere.
You have to rent it.
Yeah.
I think you have to rent it, which might be that could be a premium morning. We'll we'll watch Hellraiser 3. One of us will rent it. We'll just watch Hellraiser 3 on premium morning because all Cabana Bay TVs are smart TVs now.
Oh.
They are. Did you see that? Was it like that the last time you were here?
No.
Yeah, they're smart TVs. Not maybe not all of them, but I know like when I stayed there last, it was a smart TV. So anyway, Hellraiser 1 and 2. What do you think of the movie? We have such sights to show you.
So what do I think of the house of the movie?
I mean both, like movie to house, We can.
Oh man.
Because did you watch them recently? Did you watch them recently to prepare for HHN? Was just
I actually did.
Okay.
I think it was like maybe a month ago or so.
Okay,
And
it sounds about right.
2 is better than 1. And
I agree.
I've always had this hate for the movie. I understand why horror fans love it.
Yeah.
Because the characters themselves, Pinhead and the Cenobites, they are just this oddly world demon looking, just like the makeup on them. There's such a depth to those characters, but the movie itself is just kind of like, wow, this is horribly bad. It's like a bad movie. Like when you really think about it and start breaking down the movie, even my friend April was texting me and she's like, what is going on in this movie? I have no clue. What's the story? What is happening? And that's how I felt the whole time. I was like, why do people love this movie? Not to sorry
Yeah,
to
not
the,
to like.
the Hellraiser fans. I totally get the horror aspect. Like I think they are phenomenal. I think when they debuted Pinhead at Midsummer Scream,
Ooh, yes.
I was like,
he looked great.
that's awesome. That's really great, and I hope to see more of that in the house, and not it
Hopefully.
be a trick,
Masks.
that they're going to play on us, which I feel like they might.
I feel like because like I don't know, man. I don't see that being like maybe 1, but also like in the facade, like at the facade would be cool, but also it's gonna be outdoors. So I don't know, like that Pinhead would make sense because he just kind of stalks around with the box and holds it, and maybe he'll lip sync something.
Yeah.
But I don't see him being in the house. Like I see like the house being mask Pinheads, kind of like the ones they showed at UK panel.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I think the world, yeah, like the world, the locations, the characters, the month, like the gore, like seeing hold on, I have it right here. This was one of the coolest little pieces of merch they put out this year, was the little reanimated Frank Cotton acrylic. I put this in the house. I know we're gonna go into the Cotton home, so that would be
Frank.
a cool.
That's his...
Yeah, Freaky Frank. Well, we're gonna see him with like the bloody, like the bloody body, and but I want to see like the body horror of Hellraiser. I will say like the first one is probably a better movie. The second one just has like the Leviathan with like the dude with the thing on
Yes.
his head. Like
Yeah.
that's sick. I think that would look really cool in a house. Um, but uh, but yeah, no. This first of all, if you haven't seen Hellraiser and if you're prudish, don't watch. Don't watch because it's a free. This Hellraiser is a freaky ass movie and it's
Yeah,
freaky
it's
ass
probably it's
franchise.
up there. It's definitely
It's
one of their most,
yeah,
I don't want to say
exactly.
taboo, but
I would say it's too well known to be taboo because I like, but like,
I
yeah,
mean the
like there's
subject
some,
matter. There's some odd things in there.
yeah. I mean, it is one of the factors of it. I do like this. Maybe to do like all masks and one finale with prosthetics would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Would be
like
kind
the
of cool.
last one would be him, maybe on a maybe on
Elevated.
yeah, that would be cool.
I
Like
worry.
he's standing there like the real one, and maybe there's
Like
the other Cenobites are dummies, but he's the real one, and he goes, we have such or something. I don't know.
yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean the the cool thing would be like if you saw remember WWE last year, the end where you had the Fiend at the end and then you had all the other characters come out. That would be a cool way to
Mm-hmm.
do it. I worry I worry for two reasons of this house. And this is not really for Orlando. This is for Hollywood.
Oh.
I'm worried this is going to be a black wall bonanza because it's
Mm.
like very vast, very open, and I just worry. I do. I would hate to be proven wrong, but I worry this is going to be black walls everywhere. I also worry this is going to be the Scare Square house because there's four of them. And they're going to do that Insidious thing where they put you in a room and each side is going to have a up at the top like elevated. When you said elevated, I was like, yeah, exactly. Like I think I also think this will be the house. I'm trying to think cuz this will probably be the house with the weird like chains like pushing chains out of the way, like the chains and the
Yeah, a
hooks and all
lot
that.
of
I would I would love what I think would be really cool would be if so for spoilers for those who haven't seen the movie for Frank at the beginning of the movie Frank gets like ripped apart
hmm,
and maybe that's where you have like pieces of Frank and you're like sifting through you know how
yeah,
they do like they're like they Hollywood would do like pigs hanging or bodies hanging and you have to like
yeah,
push through and it's like oh gross it's like kind of wet and whatever and then you have like a scare in that room um because this house I hope this house is I hope this house is freaky like I hope it's like not maybe in that sense but like in like unnerving like I hope it's like an unnerving house like it's not
yeah.
like because Hellraiser is a very bizarre franchise like it's just I mean we both I think we were both in the camp that we're like this ain't never coming to Halloween Horror Nights like you know
In the same year of Fortnite, this
yeah
is
and then people
this
and I had there was a comment
bizarre.
about that up here right yeah Stranger Things Fortnite and Hellraiser um
I mean, when you step back and look at the grand scheme of the entirety of this year, it's just an odd event. You got killer clowns, you got art, you got
yeah
Pinhead,
Hellraiser
you got Fortnite characters dancing.
like
What is happening at this event?
they had hold on let me give me 1 second because I'm gonna pull something up that is kind of a related to this because it every year when I see this it like gets me thinking especially last year like last year I kind of felt the same way with I mean looking at the like the stained glass you had I'm looking at it right now you have Art Jason okay typical slasher characters then you have Bray Wyatt from WWE you
Mm-hmm.
have the Ghoul and Freddy and it's like what like whoa like
What?
who picked this like who picked this item right here like in a good
Who
way
invited the
it's
bear?
who invited the bear yeah the bear's like smiling hello and then you have all the other characters on there looking scary um but let me add because this is something that we did see shout out to um spec matt speculation matt HHN speculation matt probably not on the stream, but if you are, shout out. We love Spec Matt, but he put this in there. At Midsummer Scream, they had this debut, which was like this is the IP
Oh, okay.
shirt. And looking at that, you got like Ozzy, Pinhead, Evil Bald Man from Evil Dead. I don't know who that. I know that's
The
like
father.
supposed to be like the dad.
I think
Yeah,
it's a father, right?
it's just like a really like strange kind of like whenever I see the IP shirt, it
Mhm.
kind of gets me going like this is a bizarre collection of characters you have here because you're like,
It is.
again, you have like Sinners.
Because like Ozzy and Hellraiser kind of go hand in
Yeah,
hand.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, all I think that I don't know if this is maybe as weird as last year's, but like it does feel that kind of like
Hmm.
bizarre. Yeah, they also have it in display at Production Central because they're transforming because that's going to be the IP artwork. So if you like this, they're
So
probably
this
going to have
is
all
an
kinds of merch.
actual like
Shirt.
shirt that we can buy.
Yeah, this
It's
will
not
be a
like a
shirt
team
that's
member
available.
shirt. Okay.
No, no, no. This will be a shirt this is the shirt that's going to be like the shirt you have on right now. That's
Okay.
going to be that shirt for this year where it's like,
Okay.
you know, the different it's basically just the acrylic pieces because I'm looking at them here. It's the same art style as all the acrylic figures.
Mm.
So, but yeah, so
Makes me
looking
think
at
if they
that,
would have just did the frame like they did last year, would the pieces have been like that?
maybe. I mean, I like the figures. I'm looking at them. The only one I have yet to get is art. That's my only one I'm missing. I have all the other ones.
Is he
I
sold on both, right? He's not an
both
exclusive to
coasts.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
none of them are. The only exclusive ones to us, I believe, are Jack and Oddfellow. The other two, the
Oh, okay.
other
Well, they should have put Freaky Nicky. That one. Little Nicky one, and then the Willow. That would have
the
been.
Willow. Oh,
eh,
One Wish Willow with a little box.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. But
I
the only
can
slash
only
left is.
hope. I can only hope.
I mean, we are getting a new movie.
Oop.
So,
Did you do that?
oops, oops, sorry.
Whoops.
Spoilers. This is a teaser for what's coming.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Um, but yeah, I think Hellraiser,
Now,
really cool stuff.
I haven't seen because I've stayed away from in park spoilers for the most part. Is
Yeah.
there a Hellraiser food booth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They have a food booth. It is really weird
What
because it's like, it's
what would
not.
I even imagine for Hellraiser
Uh,
food?
it's. I mean, I think so.
Drinks for sure.
So walk with me. Have you ever gotten the little question block cake from Mario from Epic?
Yes.
So the box, like make a box and put a little cake in
Mm,
there, little with a little jelly filling, blood in the middle.
mm.
I think the box will be something like maybe a popcorn bucket or like a drink cup or something. Which I mean, I would buy that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Um, I could also see
Does Ozzy have a food booth? No. So far,
no,
right? No.
no, not
Yeah,
currently.
I
No.
think I don't know if that's something the family is like wanting to go in on, or they're just like,
I
nah,
think
we're not interested in that part because it's a little
I
weird.
think we're
But
getting them. I think we're gonna get it because Laura did say that we're getting for all the properties. We're getting food. So
well, she also could be talking about because we know in the snacks in the tribute store or like
sure,
in the other stores that there's
like in
usually
the front.
those themed like
Yeah.
horrible sometimes like the
I like the
cupcake
cupcake.
it could be horrible, but sometimes it could be like the
The
dog,
Fallout. Yeah,
the
the
Fallout
Fallout
one.
was
Yeah.
good. The dog food
Hmm.
pumpkin cake, which was actually
Which
pretty good.
reminds me, when we are doing the unmasking, we'll probably venture into a store or two and try to see if there's
Yeah.
any treats early.
Yes. 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 Um, but yeah, I think like definitely I could see like a pinhead burger. Maybe it has like the little toothpicks in there as like a little accessory or something. I think Chug Jug. I know this thing about Chug Jug. I think Fortnite is definitely getting food. I don't see where
Oh
they
yeah,
don't make that's
I
could
should have had
change
my
that.
little Fortnite grenade. I have it somewhere. I have one. I don't know why I took it. I took it from Spirit when I worked there. So it's a
Yeah,
little Fortnite grenade. So
yeah,
what's the chug
literally.
drink? Is it? It's something in the game, I assume.
Yeah, it's a health thing. Yeah, Fortnite
I would
food,
imagine. What is it going to taste like? Like a Hawaiian punch, almost, probably.
Hawaiian punch, Hawaiian
Maybe
punch. I had to turn up the volume.
Oh, yeah. What was that? The money?
That's yeah.
Not the
um,
cakes.
but yeah, I guess since we're on the topic,
Oh, That's a
No,
that's
we'll
considered an
save that.
IP. No, we're gonna
We'll
save it.
save
We're
that
gonna
for the
save it.
last.
See, even
Because we
I
got
don't know what he's gonna pull up next. It's very
yeah, see, I
exciting.
have control. Let's talk about Evil Dead Burn as the next IP.
Boo! No, joking. No, joking. Joking. Um,
um, wow. Okay, so
did you
Evil
see the
Dead.
movie?
Nope,
Uh,
not yet.
I did not either.
I'm probably gonna watch it soon because I know it's on digital now. I missed it when it was in theater.
Okay.
I just think like I'm more excited for the next one, the Evil Dead Wrath.
Oh
I think
yes, I am
that looks
so excited for that one.
more like exciting than I just like I was excited for this one, but I think I don't know. I think everybody's
Are you
booing.
Evil Dead out at this point, or is it just the look of it?
No, no, no. I think it's also just that Evil Dead. Hold on. Just booing. Why are you
Boo!
booing? Why are you booing
Boo!
me? I'm right. Uh, no, I don't think it's gonna be bad. Actually, I think the
Oh,
house
okay.
has the potential to be good. I mean, okay, let us remember 2 words: Exorcist, Believer. That's all I have to say. Because
Darn.
that house
Dang
was
it.
good. That house was.
Yeah.
I
That.
love that house.
Hmm.
That house is really good.
And do we know where this? I know it's a soundstage, right?
Yes,
Is it where Grave was? I'm trying to
I
think of
think
where it was.
according
Jack is in the
to
front.
yeah, Jack is supposed to be where El Artista is. I believe this is going to be
Where WWE
where
was?
WWE was.
Hmm.
Yes, because I think
Interesting.
23 is going to be Evil Dead and Stranger Things, and then Ozzy and Madlands in the other soundstage.
Yeah, because they're building the
So
tent
don't catch
for
me
the.
leaving
They're building the tent.
for the
To.
queue. Which,
Yeah, that's crazy.
but
Jeez.
okay, let me ask you this: is that a good thing
Oh
or a
yeah,
bad thing?
Mad Max.
Because
That's right.
we asked for that last year with the big tents, and then we realized that shit kind of sucked because it was all so hot in there. It was so hot inside of
And they're
that
gonna put a
tent.
blue light or something.
Oh no! No, don't put a.
Oh
They're gonna
man.
put a green. Yeah, they're gonna put the most offensive blue light inside of that. Are they using 25? No, not this
No,
year.
not this year.
Unfortunately,
No.
that was art. It's gonna go back to. I'm sure probably gonna be. We don't use that one. I thought that was gonna be Q for because it would have made sense to potentially, but they might be using it for holiday or for other things. Maybe that's you know what I can honestly see. Maybe that is where they do the like because they had the makeup tents outside last year.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, they didn't because the makeup tents were where the queue was for 5 nights. So
Yeah.
maybe that's where they're moving the makeup tents to. The makeup tents and like where the characters all come in, especially because you're gonna have people coming in at 2 p.m. Like they're like coming into Scare Act at 2 p.m., which is crazy talk. Like we're still doing this. Well, that's gonna be hot. This is what happens when he hits
I'm
the sound
assuming
effects.
that's what you meant as a joke, right?
No, I think that they actually meant that for real because it's supposed to be the
Oh
like the
God.
burn.
Oh.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
what happens when
Whoops.
he hits the sound effects. That's why I'm the one that gets to do it, guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
But interesting enough, so the movie, the reason why I was not interested in it because I did not like the earlier releases they were doing, like the pictures and stuff, and I was like,
oh,
man, this movie
okay.
doesn't. It looks too grayish. I understand now. I guess that's part of the plot of the movie, like the
Yeah.
coloring and stuff. So I think that will translate greatly into the house itself, where you're going to get maybe the scenes are muted. They don't look like they're very like colorful. But then as the house gets more aggressive, burn, like the red color of the blood
Yeah.
and stuff, it's going to almost be like a 180 of the color scheme, I think, in the start of the house to the end of the house. So, and Evil Dead
Yeah.
has not had too bad of a track record when it comes to their houses. I mean, the remake that
I
they
was
did
just,
was awesome.
I
So,
will say this. I was just watching
except for
your
that.
video, your video of the unmasking tour for that.
Mm.
of your video that came up on my feed of the Evil Dead 2013. Because I was thinking about that house. I was like, because I've been wanting to rewatch that movie. Because I'm like, man, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe I'm getting ready to do a full Evil Dead rewatch, like rewatch the whole
Oh
series,
wow. Oh
or at least everyone up to
well,
this
yeah.
point. Yeah, but because I need to watch Burn and I want to go watch that one, and I was like, well, I mean, I love watching the trilogy, and I will say, City Walk on the day of Wednesday, that Wednesday before opening, they're showing Army of Darkness, which I will be seeing. I will
Wow.
be seeing that
Wow.
in the theater because it'll be the afternoon. It'll be the afternoon before HHN Family Feud, which is something we are both a part of. So it's cross
Yeah.
promotion. If you have not heard, Fear and Beer podcast, along with Ryan from For the Love of Theme Parks, is doing a Family Feud with yours truly, Mr. Zombie Chris. Losh is going to be part of it, and Losh and I are on the same team. Wicked Thrill Seekers, Dylan Thomas, a lot of your favorites.
Everybody's there.
Everybody 365, all of the HHN content creators, even some other like small short form creators like Park Hopper Chicks and all them. So if you're in the area for opening weekend, it's free to attend. We will be there. So trying to get more out there. Oh, hold on.
Chat. Now enjoy a Oddfellow hot dog. Thank you for the super chat. Now enjoy a Oddfellow hot dog. Thank you for the super chat.
Okay,
now
that's
enjoy
fine.
a
We have to get an Oddfellow dog this year because they're gonna have them.
God.
We're gonna have them, and we're gonna enjoy it because Aura Darling just gave us $5 in the super chat. Thank you for the super. Army of Darkness, love it, love that movie. It's iconic, classic, boomstick, classic.
Here's
So
my
many classic lines.
boomstick.
So many classic lines, but
Yes.
and actually something we have technically seen at HHN. Technically. Long time ago. Oh. Oh. An hour in and we're just getting the appearance.
He was very angry.
But yes, thank you for the super
Thank
and
you so much.
Army of
Thank you.
Darkness.
Thank you.
Let's
Now
do
I have
one
to
more.
Get an Oddfellow hot dog. Oh my god.
We do know there's an Oddfellow food booth, so let's
Oh,
hope.
no.
Let's hope. When is it? The Family Feud is going to be on Wednesday. I will.
I have it real quick.
He's
Where's
queuing
this
it up.
video?
Well, as we're talking, just because I feel like something I wanted to talk about. As we get into Evil Dead. Yes, that is going to be the team
That
of
is one of them. So
one of two
there's-
teams.
Yeah, there's two. There's going to be two. So if you are in the area, come on out. It's for Special Olympics. So
Yes.
all donations, it's all benefiting towards that. This is very odd to take this photo. It was very funny because the stipulations, and then I'm like, I'm not good at this. So, it was so funny.
Yeah, because it looks like on your team you got Dylan Thomas, you have Andrew Platt, he's been doing stuff recently, Wicked Thrill Seekers, and then yourself, and then on the other team looks like we got 365. You got Seamus is in there,
Yeah.
Mel from Haunt Scene. Shout out, I think Stay and Scream Pod is included in this as well. So yep, that's one of the teams, and then do you have the other one?
Yeah, I can get it. It's
The other one with. So this is going to be at 7
which
p.m.
are-
on the Wednesday.
Which are badass photo.
Hell yeah. Yeah, 7 p.m. Top Golf Orlando. There's the address there. We'll probably promote this a little more as we lead up to opening weekend. Definitely, I'm excited to be a part of this, and it's my first time doing something live. I've never done anything live. There it is. There he goes.
Yeah,
And
I'm
we
a
got
little-
Team
I'm a
Jack.
little nervous.
Team
But,
Jack with myself, Mr. Losh TV as well, Jake.
Jake.
Shout out Jake. We have Harry from
If
Freak.
you all don't know, and sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Jake is a former scare actor as well.
Yes.
I'm not going to put what houses, but just ask him if you see him like, hey, what houses did you act in? He's had some interesting roles.
Yeah. I know Jake through you guys, through you in April. So that's pretty
He's
cool.
back
We have
from the Vault days.
back from the Vault days. Live Laugh Lem is on my team as well. So that's Team Jack and then Team Chance, Park Hopping Chicks, Jamie from Fear and Beer, and I think Xandra's there. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun time. So come out, support if you want to do that. Like I said, it is free to attend. And we can take this off now. There we go.
So
anyway,
what do you think about Evil Dead as a house? Do you have
circling.
any hype for this? Do you think you're going to enjoy this?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, being that
I think I'm gonna enjoy
a
it.
big Evil Dead fan,
I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I think it's gonna be that scary, gory. What I was gonna say this originally, and then we got sidetracked with all that. I'm excited for this house in Hollywood because the aggression of the scare actors. I hope this is getting a tent. This is getting in one of the H lot tents, so it's gonna be big, like pretty. I mean, by Hollywood standards, big, right? Like house location. So I think it could be that really big moment for Evil Dead, and I hope that I hope this means we can maybe get Wrath. I hope that means we can move forward and see Evil Dead in the future. If this does well, like I said, I think this is going to be.
That's the only thing I was worried about too, because like I feel like Wrath would, unless I don't know how this performed at the box office. That's the thing.
It didn't make anything in the box office.
So it was one of those like,
oops.
hey, we're going to get this property early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be prepared for the H lot walk. No, because on my RP tour, they're going to take me down there. They're going to drive me.
Albert, I already know. My feet are already like melting.
And one last thing about the Family Feud. Will it be recorded or live stream it? Yes. Fear and Beer will be doing it.
It won't be live streamed, but it will be live streamed, but it will be
recorded,
professionally done.
Yes.
They have professionals there.
Yeah.
So
they have professionals.
It will be professionally recorded and then uploaded at a later point.
And professionals recording it, and then you have
Fear and Beer.
That's right.
Post it.
Professional recording and professional bullshitting happening from yours truly. It'll be fun. I hope Ryan does a Steve Harvey mustache.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. He's got to do the suit.
You got to do it. All right. I guess it's time to, the boys had time to play. Now it's time for the real men to talk. Ozzy Osbourne. Let's talk about it. Yes. Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne. Whoa, what the hell, man? We got it after months of guessing, and
darkness has
Lady
arrived.
Gaga, and it was something else, and it got dropped, and it didn't happen, and it got leaked. It got leaked 3 different times. We had Jack Osbourne leak it. We had the radio ad leak it. You had the merch leak it.
That was Ozzy beyond the grave.
That was Ozzy's
laughing.
tricks.
He's just laughing right now.
Yes.
Oh, those fucking guy.
But yeah, Ozzy. Wow, we finally got Ozzy. How do you? I know you're excited because your hype list, which plugging something else, but Zombie Chris podcast is it's where it's at. So if you haven't listened to that, he did a hype list on there. But
if you want to hear me ramble about the hype list, or at least my hype list this year, Ozzy's pretty high on that list.
Ozzy's high.
And being that I'm not even as much of an Ozzy like diehard know-it-all fan, like you are really more so the fan than me. I'm like one of those what do they call those, like poser type ones where it's like, oh man, yeah, I love like Crazy Train, man. And
yeah,
like,
you name 5
like
songs.
Anything besides like the hits? No, just the hits. Like
What,
I can't tell you
really?
the deep cuts or like.
Albert, did he say this?
What?
That makes me very depressed. Mr. Crowley is not in the house.
Oh,
wow.
Uh-oh.
That is a disappointment.
Marty did a strike one already for you.
Yeah, come on now. Because Mr. Crowley, well, I'm hoping, my hope, for Orlando at least, because we know Hollywood, because this is the thing. Both coasts are doing different versions. We know the facades are going to be different, because they said Orlando, you start in like the crypt, like the crypt Gothic ruins and things like that. And in Hollywood, we've seen most recently, it's like it's entering the train station, but it's like all
Yeah.
blown up and things everywhere, right? But I would love for Orlando. You walk in, like you're maybe hearing him in the background, like you hear his laughing, you hear "Let the madness begin," like you know you hear him talking,
Let the
and you see
madness begin.
Mr. Crowley the synth intro playing as you walk up to the. That's like I would love it. I would love it. I know we're writing the Crazy Train in both. Both houses will include the Crazy Train. But what do you think? What do you okay? So as a non-fan, where's your excitement coming from? Because I know you're not really even a fan, but you're stoked.
Because well, for both coasts, it's obviously because Murdy, has worked with Ozzy before. He's worked with Black Sabbath. This is like his world. Whereas Mike and Ramon's world was WWE.
Right.
This is like his world. So Hollywood, I'm definitely super stoked about seeing it. I think when Murdy hits, it hits. And I've enjoyed some Hollywood houses over Orlando houses. And for the Orlando version, it's our like where we've come with music houses from Alice Cooper being not the most, greatest house from the Weeknd to now this. I just see an evolution with their thinking and with their houses overall, like the design. So I think Orlando's going to hit. I think Hollywood's going to hit. And I think it's going to be that house where I'm like, man, I really want to do that Ozzy house again. I really want to do it again. It's so fun. And, I love the music. So it's a great play, man. I think it's just going to be a great house. I don't think anyone's going in this house with a hype level of it being like, it probably will be just okay, or it's just going to not be great.
I feel like everybody I've spoken to, everybody who has seen hype lists online has said like this is up there. Like this is near the top. Like for me, it's a more of an emotional thing for me just because again, like this is Fallout like again for me. So it's like getting another Dream IP at the event. Ever since he passed, I was like, it'd be really cool if they actually did a house for this. And even before that, like I always wanted to see Black Sabbath.
Of Alice Cooper being in a tent, and then we went to Weeknd being in a parade, and now Ozzy is in a soundstage.
Yes.
And it also takes me back to just being a scare actor and being on my 45 minutes. I think it's 45 minutes on off, right? Or 30 minutes on off.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is now. I don't know if it was the same.
Okay, yeah, being on a break and looking out over the fence and seeing Alice Cooper's facade and just being out there and listening to the music that they played.
That's pretty awesome.
Whereas it was really cool because I never was a Alice fan until I was working on the other side of the tent, but then I can hear the music on my break. So seeing the Ozzy house, I don't think we're going to get the music throughout the house, yes, but I don't think the facade it's going to be probably something tailored to whatever that scene is. It won't be like a montage of songs.
Yeah, no.
Which would have been kind of cool, like wherever the soundstage is, if you can hear the music. Like
I'm
just
hoping
different
that
songs being played, but I don't.
I'm hoping that we could hear in the queue. I'm hoping like how the Weeknd, you heard it in the queue for the Weeknd building up. They just had a playlist, and it was just like, just playing. It's just like there to get you hyped and excited.
And the whole crowd was singing it, and they were like...
The one thing that I loved, and I hope, because if this isn't going in that other soundstage, we won't get the indoor queue for this, which I was hoping we did, because how they did with WWE was perfect, where they had the clips, and it... For you, I went with multiple people who were like, I don't know nothing about the White Six. I don't know nothing about this. And I said, watch the scene of them coming on. Yes. And even us who, like, we've seen that a ton. And we saw it a ton during the season, and it's still, like, goosebumps. Like, when you saw Uso on there eating with the crowd, and then and it starts crazy. So, like, clips from, like, Bark at the Moon music video, interviews with Ozzy Osbourne, playing the music inside of the soundstage, hearing like
Ozfest
hearing
performances.
Ozfest performances, like all through the eras, because what I love about this house, and we've seen it a little bit with the merch as well, all the merch they've revealed, it all has some kind of a reference to a previous era of Ozzy Osbourne, whether that's the 70s with the Prince of Darkness, the 80s with like Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon, Ultimate Sin, Crazy Train, the 90s with like No More Tears, Mom I'm Coming Home, Ozfest, and then into like the new stuff with Ordinary Man and Patient Number 9 and stuff like that. Like, it is more along the lines of like being a tribute to everything. And Murdy said like it's a tribute to all eras, and I'm hoping. I know Albert said this. I know you mentioned this on Twitter, Albert. Randy Rhoads. I would love to see some kind of an Easter egg for Randy Rhoads because he was so important to Ozzy's early career. But we know we're going to go into the Osbourne Asylum with Diary of a Madman. We know we're going to see Bark at the Moon Ozzy. They said they're going to recreate in Orlando. They're doing like the album covers, which Ultimate Sin has an insane fucking album cover. Like it's got Ozzy's giant snake head and on the side. I'm like, that would be such a crazy visual. Yeah, you could look up Ultimate Sin Ozzy Osbourne album cover. It's an insane.
Oh wow!
That's my favorite of his album. But yeah, like that's so much potential of like what that could be. I mean, even if they were to do like a scene with Osmosis has got like him with all these eyes on his body, like all of that. So there's so much stuff as an Ozzy fan, but I think even as not an Ozzy fan, I think WWE taught a lot of people to be like, hey, just because you might not be a fan of this doesn't mean it can't still be really cool. And you can like, obviously, most people have heard Crazy Train. Maybe you've heard Bark at the Moon. Maybe you've heard No More Tears, Mom, I'm Coming Home. You know, like the big hits. But like, I always implore anybody, and this is anybody in this chat, anybody watching this on the back, do yourself a favor and just go through those albums. You know, if you find a song that you really like, go through the rest of that album because there's some great deep cuts. Like, yes, I don't think they'll be in the house, but I think it's something to like. It gives you the most amount of, build up, and I think like. Yeah. It's cool to have music IPs. I love The Weeknd. Like that was my first house. It was always going to be a favorite. With that being said, though, like it was just such a good house, and I just remember the vibe. Like you again walked outside the queue, you heard the music. You walk in the soundstage or the parade building, and it's like the visuals, and it's so trippy and abstract and weird. And it's not like it felt like just this whole otherworldly experience beyond just like. Oh, there's scene A, scene B, scene C, what have you. So, and hopefully this opens the door more to other music. Every time we see something like that, I always say the same thing. Same thing with video games or whatever. Like whenever they do one, it's like cool. Let's have more of these because, like, yes, their horror movies are awesome, and I love when they do Sinners, like a contemporary movie, Obsession at HHN, doing these movies that are like new, hot, relevant, or even classics like Hellraiser. But I love when they do other properties as well. That it's not just movies. It's awesome. I can't wait. My most hyped for sure. That's top of my hype list. Spoiler, if you couldn't already tell. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, Ozzy. Wow, man. I guess this is gonna be the first stop on Premium then.
Oh, I guess so.
Maybe it'd have to be. I don't know. Stay Scream. I know there's a comment about Stay Scream. I don't know if that's happening, but yeah, it's just another original. But speaking of originals, we have originals to talk about as well, not just IPs. And I guess we can go to Orlando originals first, and then we can talk about Hollywood. Let's talk about the top dogs themselves, Jack and Oddfellow.
Yes, they are in the commercial. They are in the advertisement. They're the first
yes,
as you see when you come into the park. The granddaddies.
Yes. So I know you have a very specific opinion on this house now that we've seen so much coming from.
Yeah,
Jack and Oddfellow in the park.
It's been months of them advertising a lot of Jack and Oddfellow, and you really got to be on board with this idea, and also on board with them. Because I was thinking about this when I was looking at the pictures of the house, and I'm like, man, if it's going to be the whole house is just those two, a couple victims here and there, is it going to get tiring, like just seeing these two characters. But then I think of like
Mhm.
Freddy versus Jason. Like, was that house tiring seeing those two characters? No, I guess
Mhm.
because the way they did the house. So maybe this one will pull some unique punches. Um, but then again, you're going to see them all over the park. So like, is it just going to be too much? Is what I'm wondering.
So I guess we'll probably talk, like you said, light spoilers, I guess, kind of
Spoilers,
continuing what we were
like
saying about the article. Based on everything, I won't pull the pictures up again because that's, I think, a little more damning. But it feels like, first of all, it feels very 3D inspired. Like, that's like the look. It feels very 3D looking in certain parts of the house, which I think is
Josh is gonna
cool.
have 3D glasses.
Um,
I know it.
yeah, I know he's going to come in with his 3D glasses. But 3D inspired, looks like you're going to have. I feel like it's going to be. I worry. My only worry about this is not because I think it's going to be a bad house. I want. I don't want this to become Carnival Graveyard 2. I don't want this to become Oddfellow's house again. I worry that it's this, especially because I know for myself, I'm kind of feeling not the same way because I love the carnival theme. I love everything like that. But all the scare zones are themed to that. And we're
Yeah.
going to have them in the front. And it's like, how much carnival can you do unless you're going to really go all out? And I think it's like with them doing the Oddverse, I think that is their way of making it like, all right, this is going to be something different and exciting. And we're going to take the characters of Jack and Oddfellow and the iconography of Jack and Oddfellow and make that the attraction, and that's what's going to make this house unique, as opposed to literally any other carnival house. Because I think about Oddfellow's house, Twisted
Yeah.
Origins, and yes, it was a carnival house, like it was carnival clowns, things like that. But they also had the weird Zodiac characters in there, and they had some like freaky costumes in that house. And I hope some of that
Mm-hmm.
makes it into this house. I also loved how it felt like a carnival house, but it wasn't like, it was very dingy and dirty and dark and tight. Now this is going to be in a soundstage, not in a tent house, so that will change, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I hope that it's not just like, it feels bigger than just another carnival house. They're really emphasizing that it is the story of Jack. So maybe that is like the beginning of the house is the more realistic, like, here's the origin, kind of
Before we
revisiting
go
stuff,
into the
and then it gets weird. Then it gets
yeah,
weird and it goes off the walls, and we have tilted floors, and we got 3D, and we got
almost
spinny
like a
tunnel.
Beetlejuice world of like
Yeah.
just odd,
I mean,
odd.
they're bringing back the vortex tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
they said that they're
Oddverse.
bringing it back. So the spinny tunnel, everybody loves that spinny tunnel. Whenever they do that at any fucking haunt, um, but this house, it's needed. Like, this would be the house that I would be like, yeah, like that would be the house I would expect them to do a spinny tunnel,
Mm.
um, in there. But I hope that it works, and I'm excited for it. And I think the coolest thing they could do is play with the idea of like different variants of Jack and Oddfellow. They already said they're gonna have like the game
Yeah.
show Jack, which we saw the concept art a while back. So like doing different versions. The one thing I would love to see, and I think would be really cool, is if they did a version of Oddfellow's costume that was a nod to the original look of Dr. Oddfellow, with him with like the
With
skull
the
head
yeah, with
and the with the raised collar,
yeah.
and the like, really, but he's got like a skull. Maybe it's the green skull. Like, that would be a cool look for the character,
Yes.
because it's one, for one, it's a deep cut reference,
Yeah.
but it also could be that way of like doing something different, because we know we're going to get the classic Jack, the
Yeah. They said we would see him before he
before,
turns into Jack. So
the original Jack outfit that we get from 2001, and maybe we'll get to see like Rockstar Jack, Ringleader Jack as well, that we've seen from past years. I'm just hoping that that's the case, and that it's like this big tribute to the characters. Like I said, we talked about this one extensively back in March when they announced it. So it's like Sinners. We
yeah.
kind of we did already get through. But if we have any, be curious if anybody has any specific thoughts, comments, questions on Jack. How do you feel about Jack and Oddfellow being everywhere? I guess that's the thing. Like, in the scare zones, in the front, we have the Jack
Uh,
and Clown Town, food booths, like,
man, it
and
is
the
a lot.
commercial's
It's a
cool.
lot of Jack. Yeah, the commercial is cool.
I'm happy they're there.
I believe it is the original Jack, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes,
Yes, in the commercial,
Keaton is
yeah.
there.
So
Yes,
yeah, he's back.
and the
Yeah,
main Oddfellow as well. The main like Oddfellow
yes,
that's in all the main marketing.
advertisement. The one.
Yeah.
Um, I like when they had Jack doing his roaming thing. You know, when they first did the whole roaming thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, you got to see him everywhere, sort of thing. But when he showed up, it was cool, and then he went away, and then like you never knew when you would see him again, except for the house.
Yeah, of course.
Because he wasn't in the zone itself, the icon zone. So I do wonder how much Jack is too much Jack, or is it going to be different Jacks? You know what I mean? Like, yes, we see different ones in the house, but is the one in the front going to be different than the one in the zone, like in New York, if you see him?
I think, honestly, I think this is more of the case. I think it's going to be that the Jack and
Or
Oddfellow
is
we
it like
see in the
sinister?
zone.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where they appear in the front and then they'll migrate to their own place. Because
Yeah.
I've been saying, and this is kind of jumping ahead to Clown Town, but I've been saying that I think they're going to do a version of the Vegas show in Clown Town, like the Stay and Slay, where they have people on the stage. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do over there, or maybe a mix of that and the Carnage Returns. Because shout out to Losh, pointed this out in his video that he may or may not have seen a blender sitting in one of those tents. So, you never know. You never know. And everybody's saying, oh, man, I wish we got the stage show for Nightmare Fuel or that. Maybe we're getting it.
Wish we had Carnival of Carnage.
Yeah, maybe we're getting a version of it. And probably won't be the same, but yeah, I think, well, because with Sinister and Surreal, they started in the entrance zone, they went to their zones, and then they went back to the entrance zone.
Yeah.
So I think it could be honestly something like that, where at the end of the night, they go back up there, wish people goodbye, wish people welcoming in, and then they wish them goodbye.
Yeah.
That would be something, I think, as excited as I am for houses on Premium, I'm excited to see those two in the streets on Premium and try to get a look at them. Because they're obviously, like, on a normal night, forget it. You're going to try to get picture with Jack and Oddfellow. It's going to be like needle in a haystack, bro. Yeah, pain in the ass. So we'll have to see. But I think the house is more going to be like I want to say it was Chemo Dog was saying like a prequel. Prequel to the event where it's like it's the setup. And I think knowing how you felt eventually about El Artista, how it tied into the zone, how it tied into the theme of the year, and with this being that house, how does that make you feel about Jack and Oddfellow? Because I know for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, it makes me a little more wary to be like, oh, this is gonna be the best house. Because I know last year they really hyped up El Artista, and while it was a good house, I did enjoy it. It was not, I think, the best house of the year. I think it had its moments, but beyond that, I like the idea of the theme more than the execution of the theme. But I'm curious how your take is on that.
Other than that house having these two main characters, I don't feel like it's going to fully translate to the rest of the event. In a sense of like you have icons over here, you have clowns, like killer clowns, that doesn't relate to other than, it's a clown, but art doesn't relate to Jack. So I don't feel like in Fortnite, like I feel like when you walk out of that house, yes, you are in the world of a carnival, but it won't translate, I don't think, from the house to the actual overall setting of the event. Where I feel like with El Artista, it blended itself to it. I think more so than what we will get out of this. But I could be wrong.
I think also, well, there were also really great extra little details like the podcast, like, and again, it's podcast, but like the podcast blended Origins and El Artista together. That it was like the story it's one story. The gargoyles in the house were the same ones in the zone. So same exact gargoyles in the zone, the same costumes. The music, the park-wide music, the themes from the house were in the park-wide music. So like it had that connective thing, and especially when they eventually brought him back into the zone at the end of the night from the bar, which I think is a smart move. And if they do that again this year, please do that. Please bring whatever character. If you're doing the HHN bar again, I don't think it's coming back because they haven't said a word about the HHN bar. Like, notice how no one said nothing about the bar, but
Not one mention.
yeah, there's no mention of the bar, but yeah, I think I do want to hear the whistling, like whistling with Jack's laugh. That was a cool thing to hear in the park. You walked in the park and you eventually hear the whistle. I think Jack's laugh would be perfect. Like whistle and Jack's laugh together would be great. Also, Murdy did confirm Art will be the RIP. He'll have a special RIP appearance. And yeah, so no Jack in Hollywood. Just like no Harry in Hollywood. Sorry.
No Harry, no Jack. Yeah, Harry's on the train.
Harry's somewhere else. He ain't coming to Hollywood this year. Well, Harry is an estranged movie star who disappears in and out of HHN lore, but we have our own guy that is always kind of bouncing around every so often. You always hear about him. Let's talk about HR Blood and Guts.
Yes.
The return. The glorious return of HR Blood and Guts. Finally. After 15 years. Finally. Hearing.
I know it's been
Wow.
forever, and I know like you're excited to finally see
Yeah.
what the hoopla is about this character, and
Yeah.
I, like me and April, are nervous and
Yeah.
excited.
I get it.
But you know, I don't really like the look of HR Blood and Guts
Oh, the
that
new look?
they kind of put in the UK thing, like in the video. I don't know if I like that look, because I'm like, to me, HR Blood and Guts is like frozen in that look of him
With the
like,
same outfit.
Yes,
With the
And
like
this
Dracula
whole,
outfit.
like, he's wearing the, what was it, like the penitentiary
Yeah,
yellow shirt
jumpsuit.
thing, and I was like, I don't know about that, but I think this house will obviously have tons of Easter eggs. I think this is the house
Ton.
you do the tour for.
Yes.
Because there's going to be so much stuff that you probably don't notice in the dark trying to look around. I think the cool atmosphere of taking this story but making it advanced, so you're still kind of giving us those anniversary vibes, but not making it just be like, oh, here's the same stuff again. Oh, remember this? But it's like advancing that story, which is what I love. And also the theme of Halloween being represented at the event again. I love that because it's in the name. So, and different Halloween takes is what makes this house really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is what's exciting me, and I think how you guys feel, I think, is how a lot of people felt with Slaughter Cinema, where like you have plenty of people who are seeing Slaughter Cinema for the first time through Slaughter Cinema 2, and then you have the original Slaughter Cinema fans who are like, I'm nervous because it's, I love this original house so much. And that's why, like, people talk about, oh, I want Darkest Deal to get a sequel. I don't want Darkest Deal to get a sequel. Because I know I would feel the same way of, like, I don't know, because you guys did amazing with that first one. And I would say HR Blood and Guts is one of those legendary HHN houses that always get talked about from the people who went. That's like, this is one of the best. I mean, basically, Slaughter Cinema first. Like, they were doing that first. I'm excited because, again, I'm coming from the perspective of I'm getting to see him. I'm happy that they're paying as much respect, getting the original actor to come back, getting the Q video back. Like, the set looks the same, and it's like, okay, cool. Like, they're really paying tribute to that. And the cool little missed detail that they said in the blog was that the transitions would be different Halloween takes on the living room. So you're in a living room, and it's a different living room tying into each movie, which is a cool way of doing it. Wow. I think that's neat. Because, like, yes, the Slaughter Cinema posters are fun, when you walk by and it's, Heavy Metal Hell 3D, like, like things like that. But, sorry, it's going to pretty much be Slaughter Cinema.
Yeah.
like if you didn't like Slaughter Cinema, it's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
But I think like having the idea of it's actually themed, and then you're gonna have him on the TV as you're walking by, like introducing the next one. Like I think that's cool. Yeah, exactly. Like Slaughter Cinema. I feel like this one is less of like, because Slaughter Cinema we know is kind of all mishmash because they're trying to test, like they're trying to put things out there to be like, oh, what's working. This is like, oh, we're actually having a theme, and we're gonna. It's less of like, it's like, okay, how do we tailor an anniversary house to the theme of Halloween? Because we're gonna see Pumpkin Lord. They're introducing the schoolhouse is kind of coming back into play. They have the black and white thing. They have the tiki bar. So like, they're really playing with the camp of it, but they're also playing with, how do we make the Halloween take different? It's not just like all Pumpkin Lord, or it's not all one thing or the other. It's like it has a different kind of vibe and energy, which I think is needed for something like this. I don't know. I worry this one is going to be a little overhyped as well. I'm worried this one is going to be a little one that I think it's going to be popular, like I said, but I do think like everything there looks good. Like all the stuff that I've seen, the Q video, the pictures, the concept art, the description.
You're hoping it's not it doesn't look too good to be true.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like right now. It's like literally, I'm like, you put a tiki bar in a house, and you're like, that literally is like, yeah, it's like it's nostalgia baiting. That's literally what it is. Like it's a nostalgia bait house. But every anniversary is gonna have one. Like every anniversary is gonna have, and at least this one seems more organized than Scary Ohio, or Case File, which
House or
Icon House, where it's like Case Files at least had the same like the noir theme through the whole house. I think that probably was the best one in terms of like the storyline connecting it together. Whereas Carrie was like, let's just throw whatever the fucking sure. Here's Cindy. Here's Blood and Guts. Here's Meaty Meats. Sure, whatever. Who cares? Dead End. Versus like this one that seems to be like it's very clearly a theme and a structure that we're gonna go. But I'm hoping it's good, and I'm hoping that they, let's say the black and white zombies thing does really well. Make it a full house. You never know. Like we've gotten fantastic spin-offs from Slaughter Cinema, and HR Blood and Guts is just a character that I said this in my video. It's one of those, why did you never do anything with this character? Like, he is such an interesting character, and it's like, you have he's one of the more interesting, I think, like, icon characters of HHN. That's like, he literally, like, we don't know much about him. He's been in one house, and then when they did him the second time, they gave him an ugly-ass mask the second time. Ugly mask. I hope, please don't do a mask this time.
Please don't.
I don't want to see a mask. Give us a face. You got plenty of performers that can look like it. But anyway, I'm excited. I think it's really that this is going to be the cool anniversary house, and I think this will be the cool like introduction to so much of the lore for people. Like when you go through the house and you do it yourself, like somebody who's maybe going for the first time this year hasn't been going. This can be that cool. Like, oh, who's HR Blood and Guts? Let me look into that. And then you find
my video.
You'll see your video. Yes. Oh yes, Eric. Welcome. Yes, your most anticipated house, HR Blood and Guts. I am excited. I know it's up there on both of our lists. Both of our lists it's up there for HR Blood and Guts. So, but okay, so we have those houses that we're all really looking forward to, like the clear-cut originals. Let's jump to an original that is kind of a mystery. Let's talk about, well, there we go. Madlands. The Zoo.
Caged
Welcome back to Knott's. Coming back to Knott's Scary Farm for the zoo.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because obviously, like because we both loved the 20 zone in Orlando, the Toxic 20s last year, and the whole conversation leading up to was they ripped off Goring 20s, the whole Devil Elixir, they ripped it off, the green thing. But we both came out going, this is cool. Like you went to Knott's, and I want to say you said that you liked ours better than the one at Knott's.
Sorry.
Which is crazy.
I know. Sorry, Knott's people. I know. I got called a 4 eyes in that zone, and that was not very nice. He was in character, but still, it was like Jeez. But it was funny. One of their uh, people mentioned about how in Florida we had a green problem as well. That was very funny.
That's a cool little. I love that Knott's is able to get away with stuff like that. But yeah, so we're getting the
That's
zoo.
boy, that's a good point.
What? Oh, the apocalyptic
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
I think it's a theme that
But I
always
felt like
seems to work.
it keeps leading up to this. Like Last of Us was that way, and then you had what's the other one I'm forgetting?
We had Descendants the year before.
Descendants, yes.
We had Last of Us. We had, Fallout, Apocalypse. We had
So it feels like a common running theme that they keep
like every.
It's very easy for them to just kind of do like an end of the world destruction type of thing. This one, I know we both enjoyed the facade. We thought, wow, okay, that's a good looking facade. And what you saw in the facade was some of the characters, or at least what
Yes.
they look like.
Yep.
And Lori has said that this house is pretty scary. That it's got some good sets, some good scares. But I'm still worried that the traits of these cannibals taking on the animals is going to be more of like a joke, more of like I don't know what type of house that we've had in the past, but I feel like it's going to be a lot of people either mimicking or being like, oh, this house is funny, oh, he made the gorilla sound or something.
I think. Okay, I think my opinion is contrasting a lot with a lot of the chat because I think this house. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but for me, I'm just getting more excited about this house thinking about it because I think for me, I trust that the sets will be cool because you're dealing with a soundstage original, another soundstage original, which I think Grave of Flesh was not the best example. I think the sets in there are probably the coolest part of the house, if I'm being honest with you, but also it was kind of a mess just in terms of the theming of everything was all over the place. This one, it's being worked on by one of one of the designers that gave us Hatch and Chains. Basically, the guy who came up with the story and design of Hatch and Chains alongside Charles Gray. And for me, that house was very intentional. And that house was another one that a lot of people going into the event were like, oh no, it's not going to be good. It's going to be weak. We would have rather had this, and this. But then it ended up being a favorite original for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you have those dark horse originals that you got to just wait it out. And if it sucks, it sucks. It is what it is. But for me, I think it feels like because we don't know so much about it, there's a little bit of an interesting thing about it, like an interesting kind of factor. I hope it's intentional. That's the one thing that I don't like about these apocalypse houses is that the scenic feels like they just throw shit everywhere and they say, it's the apocalypse, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and even in Fallout, I kind of felt like that too, where I was like, there was parts where I'm like, there are houses that can make that work. I think Carnival Graveyard was a perfect example because it was all like, yes, there's shit everywhere and trash and whatever, but it's meant to be like, oh, we're repurposing. Like they had the Tunnel of Love. That was a scene in the house, and that was a cool like, oh, it's a theme to a specific thing. So it's like it has this feel to it, and I'm hoping that with the zoo, there's some really cool visuals of this being this ran down, zoo. I'm hoping this has a very Mad Max feel. That's what I'm hoping for. That's kind of what I was hoping for with Descendants, and it had that a little bit in the beginning. Of that house.
I can kind of see that now.
Towards that's what I got off the picture of the costume. I thought I was like, I'm getting like Mad Max vibes off of this, and I love Mad Max, and I love that view of the apocalypse. So I'm hoping that's really what it feels like. And I agree with you. I hope the animal thing isn't too goofy. I don't need them to make noises. I don't need them to do this. And I don't. I think it would be cool to have like costumes where it's like kind of like how we saw with the Zodiacs, where like all the Zodiacs had their unique costumes, but they were all like, oh, the Gemini has two heads. Oh, the Scorpio looks like a scorpion, has like a scorpion
Yeah.
like claws. Like those things, I think would be really a cool way to go about it that makes it unique and makes it
Yeah.
like special beyond just oh, they're just making zoo animal noises.
Because when
Um,
I looked at the costumes, now that I'm thinking, it reminds me of, and it's going to sound this way totally opposite planets, but it reminds me of the way they wear them in the Lion King, like the
okay,
at Disney. Like if you go see the show and you
yeah,
see them portraying.
yeah, kind of like the Broadway look as well,
Yeah.
because it's kind of similar costume design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. Where it's like the animal, like you can tell which person is what animal, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
like they're wearing an animal. It's not like nobody's coming out in a gorilla suit. Like that's not happening. Yeah, which is kind of what, because there was like one, I want to say there's one with like a mohawk and she was like leopard print mohawk, and I was like, oh, okay, that's clearly like meant to be this. Um, hoping we run into you as well.
Yes,
Can't
I'm
wait.
sure you will
Any of
see
you guys,
if you spot any of
one or
us.
both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, one or both of us running around, at least opening weekend for sure. Um, but Madlands, I think it has potential. I think all of these have potential, honestly. And I say that every year, but like, I'm looking at our originals especially, and I'm like, this lineup could be cool. And I think there will be things in this lineup that we are not expecting, based on little things, little whispers. I think there's some unexpected stuff in here, and that's what I like to see. But let's talk about a similar. Let's keep on the same wavelength for originals, and let's jump over to another unexpected post-apocalyptic original, Cybergoria. Cybergoria, that everybody I feel like has kind of also grown,
A
on
lot of
that one.
people are really hyped for this one.
Me,
When they
myself included, I've grown more excited than I
when
originally
they
was.
I felt like most people were like kind of like middle, and then
Mm-hmm.
they heard the location and they were kind of like maybe a little below medium,
Yeah.
and then that UK event happened, and they saw
Yep.
that video and they were like, oh, this is where we're going with this. Okay.
This is what we're doing. Yes. Yep. The Q video sold it. Most
Yeah,
hyped
see?
original. Love the
Yeah, that Q
video.
video.
Looking forward to it. Yep. I feel like that's the thing. Like it, with it being where it is, I think the tightness. I think it's gonna feel like it's gonna have that. I think it's gonna have that kind of old school feel. I think it's gonna have that old school kind of feel. Like maybe like what it reminds me of a lot of, like Saws and Steams. It seems like
Okay.
Saws and Steams a little bit. I'm getting that kind of vibe off of it. Maybe it's because of the same like I'm thinking the same location, but body horror hyped. Yeah, everybody seems to be really hyped about this one here. I know for me, it's very high on my hype list. And mostly because of that Q video, because of the details, the look of it, the fact that they're really putting a lot of effort into the story of this house, and like
Yeah, for it being
this will be a
original.
house. I'm surprised this was not a house we got some behind the scenes photos of. I wouldn't be surprised if we get them, but like because this is a house that they're trying to be like, hey, like don't, yes, Jack and Oddfellow, yes, blood and guts, that's exciting, but like don't forget about this one. Like this one's gonna be cool. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have, because they have like they have the cabinet, not cabinets, the containers, whatever, with the frozen, but then they also have the bags, which I think that's gonna be gross, because you have all the like the poor brokies that get to be put inside of the bags, and that's probably gonna be some gross. I could see some gross
Gauntlet
visuals with that.
hibernating oh yeah.
I could see this. I could see this house, or because I know they wanted to make this a smelly one. This one and Madlands, I could see Madlands being the poo poo smell this year. I think that'll be the one that smells
no.
like the zoo, like animal hatchet smell, bringing it back. But I think, yeah, I think with this being where it is, I think you can do that with the Q video and having it be like, oh, we're putting this Q video out there, and especially because Fast and Furious, that's where it's That's what the discussion is. It's going is closing.
Yeah.
Is closing next weekend.
Wow.
So maybe they even outfit for permanently closing. So maybe they outfit the queue a little bit. Maybe they clear some things out and put some cool stuff. Or maybe they just have a way for like they have that be the focus. Like I don't know, it would be a cool thing to maybe have like a surprise. Like maybe there's this character walking around the queue every so often, or there's some props or something like to theme it. It would be cool. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but it would be really neat.
And I do wonder. The Q video has the robot, right? That's in the start of it. I do wonder if he's going to be that thing that people love about it. You know how the fan base loves they attach to something, they give it a name. I do wonder if we're going to see it in the house, like in the first scene, and it's going to be like, I don't know, that thing that everyone loves about this year is that robot. Because I didn't ask if he has a name.
They said this house is going to have a character that's going to appear all through the house. So it could be that robot is like that character that people, like, yeah, they get like that. Remember when they had the bugs? They had that big bug that everybody loved, Jumbo Grub, the like slimy little freak, little Boo. Like every year has got one of those little characters that everybody loved Granny last year from Hatchet. This is Seek and Destroy.
So this is Seek and Destroy. I love that zone. Yeah. I could see that vibe, sort of like, because that one kind of reminded me of like, it's like a 1970s like sci-fi type of movie.
Yeah, it was almost like almost like a Logan's Run or like something like that kind of era. Like, yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got off that. This one. Yes, Albert. Next the 16th, it closes.
Miss it as well. I thought it was going. For some reason, I was thinking it was longer. And I looked it up and I was like, "Oh man, oh well."
I don't need to write it again. The next time I'm in there, I'm going to be in there for Cybergoria. I'm excited.
Seek and Destroy. Yep.
But yeah, so I'm hoping it's kind of like Seek and Destroy, saws and steam a little bit. With its own flavor. Like, the costumes look crazy. The costumes they showed off look insane. So, again, I think this is another kind of like... Every year we get a couple of them. Gulkin was one of those. Where it was like, you know, we talk about it. We were like, I don't know. And then a lot of people really ended up liking that house of like... It kind of came around for a lot of people. So...
and I'm excited for that. Yeah. For this house to not have the Jason weights. Hopefully. You know, like
hopefully I don't think it will.
Where you're just looking at it and you're like, nope.
Nope. You walk by and you see the queue extend all to the end of the building, and you're like, yeah.
Like, how many house runs did you get on
like 4
on Cyber
the whole season? Yeah, I got 4 in Jason the whole season, and I made a point to go too. All right, we got one more original. Let's talk about this one. The one that's a lot of people really excited about. Invasion, Alien Abduction.
Ooh, yes.
The aliens are here.
Beam me up. Beam me up, aliens. Not to mention a park down the road, but this I'm just now thinking about this, looking at that art.
Yeah, it's
I'm like,
holy
a little
crap,
bit. This seems a lot like the other. Wow. But yeah, the facade they're building looks insane. Charles Gray,
wild.
Does this man ever miss? Like,
I don't think so. I think he just knows. I mean, Charles Gray. I know he works on IP sometimes, but like he's the original. Like, let him do originals because he knows the bread and butter, especially of those Sprung tent houses. I mean, The Darkest Deal, that was his Dollhouse, the original, both Dollhouses, but the original Dollhouse especially. He's doing Jack and Oddfellow this year, so he's behind that.
There we go.
Did he do Scarecrow?
He is? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he is doing Jack and Oddfellow. He's working with, because I believe it's Ramon is doing Evil Dead, Sinners, and HR Blood and Guts. Charles Gray is doing Jack and Oddfellow and
Gray.
and yeah, and this one, yeah, gray and gray.
That was the
Um,
highlight of MegaCon was seeing him outside and speaking to him for 1 second.
oh,
Just
you
be
did? You
like,
talked to him?
yeah, I was like, man, thank you for everything you do, man. I love it.
Yeah, one of the great like show directors of HHN Orlando. But this one honestly has grown a lot on me over to the list. It is it
I
is it
thought
is
you were
on.
very low on this.
I was, and I still it's still lower on my list. I'll say like it's
Mm,
still like this competition is real stiff this year. Like
mm.
the hype list very hard to make this year. Harder than it was last year, harder than it was the year before. This might be the hardest hype list I've had to make in terms of just how excited I am for these houses. But this one, like when we saw the pictures at the UK thing, that got me to go, okay, hold on. And we saw the facade. Okay. Hopefully this one, I could see this one being on our tour. I was telling that when you were gone. I was mentioning that I think that one will be on the tour. I would
Mm.
love just picture in front of this big facade. Like this looks like probably one of the biggest facades they built for that tent. Like thinking about like
It's
Darkest Deal,
it's
Museum,
big, yeah. It's
Hatchet, those are
very
both like,
vertical.
oh, okay. Yeah. They have a whole ass farmhouse. I'm thinking like this reminds me of almost like puppet theater kind of scale of like how big the facade is. Um
Mm.
if we
That's a
walk through the
hot take.
facade, it could be. It gives me that vibe. Maybe it's just because of the farm thing.
I
It could
kept
be. I don't
thinking
know
it
if
was
it will
going to
be,
be a
but
more. So that's the play is because Laura said I think every house she says it's scary
it's
this year. It's scary
scary
this
and
year. There's no comedy esque house except for
right.
maybe HR.
Blood and Guts.
HR's
Blood and Guts is a comedy
yeah.
house. That's a comedy
Um,
house.
so I kept thinking like, could this have some comedic elements? Could it be like Bugs where it's very B movie esque, or are we going like, holy crap, aliens are real and this is
I
scary,
think
like
I think that's
Scarecrow
the
but
vibe.
aliens?
I think that's the
Oh,
vibe. Like I think that's what
shoot.
they want to go for. Is it's
Oh
not meant to
wow.
be like it's not meant to be jokey scary
Yeah.
or jokey silly.
It's
It's
not like
like
the invasion that we've had
yeah,
as
no, I
with the
don't think
scary
it's like
zone,
that at
but
all. I think it's gonna be more of like an actual because they said
like
they like
what?
want to have they
Hmm.
want to have like vibrating floors and tentacles and like weird like yeah like I think it's gonna be wild. I think it's I don't know if it will be the scariest house. Like I think that it I still think that it's probably going to go to Evil Dead. Maybe Madlands. I can see Madlands having that scare factor. But this one, I think it's just gonna be like it's just gonna be an overall good time. Like the Darkest Deal is a prime example of like I don't think that's a scary house, but the scares in there were good. I think it'll be like that.
And if anyone is a fan of horror movies, when this first got announced, this took me instantly back to this. And if you've ever heard of the VHS anthologies, VHS 2 has a segment in there called Slumber Party Alien Abduction. And
Whoa.
it definitely gives me the vibes of like that, but like in a farmhouse. So check that out if you want something really kind of creepy, um, very much like this, where it's chaotic. There's aliens, there's abduction, there's check that out.
I'll have to check that out for sure when we leave because I've been like trying to find like the right vibe. Like I've been trying to find the right vibe of like of what to experience because aliens you don't really like yes you have Alien
Yeah.
right like you have Alien the movie but like as far as like this kind of thing because usually when the aliens is like alien invasion it's like either like an action movie like War of the Worlds or Disclosure Day it's like but it's like I don't think it's scary as much but I'll have to check that out because I'm excited to see what that could have in store how it can kind of set me up for we'll add that to the list of premium screen morning watches before we go to the event um no no I don't think so.
What would you say? No.
Alien versus Predator. No, I don't think so.
No, that's a one and
Uh,
done.
oh, Signs. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's yeah, that's a good pick as well. The movie Men in Black House confirmed. That's funny because it's kind of like near Men in Black, which is funny how that goes because Bugs was the same way. It was literally like right
Hmm.
behind Men in Black. Um,
What a crazy
but
idea of Man in Black.
I will say I don't like the key art. I think the key art looks pretty awful. Key
Yeah.
art looks like the most generic using the Mandalorian font. Like What are we doing?
Yeah.
But the house has grown. I think it's because the key art was not my thing, and that immediately was like, yeah, I'm not. I'm thumbs down on that. I'm not a fan. And it
That's
does remind me
funny.
a lot of that little haunt down the street. That's also getting a big IP this year for the first time. Um,
That is true.
that is
Very
true.
true.
All right, so now we've covered all of the originals on the East Coast. We got 2 for the West Coast. So
West
Hollywood
Coast?
folks, we're gonna talk a little bit about these guys. Probably not as much as we did about the Orlando ones, but the first one we have was the first one we got announced. Deader, Deadest.
Triple D. All I
Triple
need is Guy
D.
Fieri just being like, Triple D.
Triple D. Yes.
Oh man. Oh, this is really cool because the callback to Horror Hotel and his
Yes.
character, and then the callback to um, the family, or maybe
Yeah.
there's ties to Hollywood Harry, right?
Yeah, because
that
the
Hollywood?
Kepowitz, yeah, Kepowitz
Yeah.
has the
So
tie. It seems
it's
like he's
really
trying
cool
to
see
trying
Murdy
to
go
tie it.
down this route.
Yeah. Seems like he's trying to tie all the lore together, which
Hmm.
hoping maybe I know there's no Harry this year, but maybe at some point we can get him come back and they can tie it in. But this house, this house reminds me of a lot of the way they did Dead Exposure. And that excites me because I've heard it from everybody who went to that house has said it was pretty good. Maybe not to Orlando's Dead Exposure
Yeah.
scale. It's a different kind of house, but like the green, the goo, the zombies, like it was some cool gore moments in there. But funeral home, magic drug that one of the members of the family is taking, that guy disappears, Ambrose, and now we have a creepy ass funeral home, and we're entering, and dead zombies everywhere. Definitely gives me like a Graveyard Games vibe too, a little bit like Graveyard Games.
Oh, we were doing the same.
Clicking the same. Do not like the name. Do not like the name.
Yeah,
but
well, he didn't add the Z. That's the thing.
yeah, we only have one Z this year because it's Crows, but that's an old one, so nobody gets the Z.
So I really feel like the Poltergeist house that we did in Hollywood last year, the coffin scene, I thought was the highlight of that house. So I definitely get that vibe that they're going to reuse those, obviously. But if we're getting, there's a funeral home, there's a lot you can play around with in that aspect. The morgue, just all different types of coffins, and I think it's going to be a really scary house, and especially that location I thought was really good for WWE. It played very well. It didn't feel like it was shorter or weird or like, oh, I'm in a tent.
Yeah.
It felt really good. So I think this could be a good one.
Yeah. Murdier, murdiest. Dead, or deadest, or downtown clown? Neither. How about neither?
Yeah. Neither.
I like Clowntown, but I wish it was just called Clowntown. I don't need it to be called Downtown Clowntown. Like, no, it's too many words.
Murdy's trying to do lore now. Yeah.
I guess so. I'm excited for this one because, again, like you said, I feel like they've been kind of itching towards an original like this between, like you said, Coffin Scene and Poltergeist. We had Dead Exposure with the kind of zombie thing. We've seen them do. I want to say there was another. The kind of the ghouls from Fallout, like that scene where they had the 4 of them kind of all jump out at once, which was really cool. It's just like there's like moments where you get that like really intense, and of course we know Hollywood talent is. It's intense. Like I'm out there, they don't play. So I think that's something that I am excited to see how it fully evolves beyond it, and I hope with these originals, I think Murdy's pretty good at like not making them very Blackwall heavy. Like these get a lot of love normally, the originals.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see an original for this year that's not like a repeat. Like last year we got Scarecrow, which was like cool, but they already did that.
Yeah. It was
and then Montrose is Montrose.
Yeah.
Dead Exposure felt like a breath of fresh air, where it's like, oh, cool, this is a new like a new exciting concept, and it looked really neat.
Yeah.
And then the year before it was like, okay, we had Holidays in Hell and Monstros. All right, whatever. It's like I feel like we get these little glimpses of like Murdy doing like a cool new concept. I mean, the facade looks awesome. And I can't wait to see it. I'm really actually excited. I'm more excited for this one the more I kind of sit with it and think about it. And this one will be one I'm excited to go through. I think it's harder to nail down what might be the scarier houses in Hollywood, because Hollywood's just, their actors are something else. Like everything I've seen, everything I've heard, and I've never even experienced it, and I know that. Between Evil Dead, I think could be that. Hellraiser could be that. This could be that. The next one could be that. Sinner could be that. The next one, which is the other most recent announcement, and that is going to be Quinceañera. Music by Slash.
Music by Slash.
What do you think about this guy? The Latin American edition. The addition to this year.
Don't say that.
What, this? Triplets meets Monstros meets Ashes to Ashes? I mean, that's basically what it is.
Tell me, chat. Did y'all not get that vibe? Seeing Murdy talk about, well, you know, I said it would be the end of Monstros, and I couldn't do it again, but I'm gonna do it again. So, did y'all not get that vibe that he was like hinting that maybe there might be some things in here that are callbacks or certain characters? Yeah, I like the song.
I think it sounds good. I mean, it sounds like Slash music. Apparently, Murdy went to him with like the riff and was like, "Hey, play this."
Yeah,
which is cool.
And from what I've experienced with Slash being a soundtrack of a house, I remember when he did the Monsters, Universal Monsters, when we were there, and we loved it. Like, we were like, "Oh man, this soundtrack's awesome." When he did Scarecrow, I didn't really feel like I heard the music much. I know the people I went with, they loved it. They were always laughing about certain parts of the song that was playing.
Yeah.
But for me, I didn't hear it. So I heard it more in Monsters, less in Scarecrow. So I'm interested in this one. I think you're going to really feel it, like especially on the facade, the way they do it out there.
Gonna have her on the second level.
Set up, and she's going to be up there, you know, looking at us, and you're going to hear that
cursing us
song play.
I think that is the exciting part. I was hoping it would be a little more like a Slash, like she's like the villain, which I think she will be still the villain of the story. I just hope it doesn't become where she gets lost in her own story. Because like I think it's
Carrie.
Yeah, it kind of gives off the Carrie vibe, which is cool. Now this is a question I think we can extend to all. We can extend to all the houses. How many characters do you think are going to be bald and evil? Bald and evil.
Bald and evil. Oh, God.
Who's that going to be? In this house?
Oh, in this.
I mean,
house?
Pinhead's bald. Pinhead is bald.
The guy
Chatterball. Butterball is bald. Yep.
Butterball. The one character, Evil Dead, he's bald. Is anybody bald in Sinners?
Have we seen Oddfellow? Does Oddfellow have hair?
Ooh.
Because we've never seen him without that hat.
Does he take the top? No, he doesn't, does he?
No, I've never seen him take his hat off.
But he doesn't.
Yeah, he'll never fully remove.
No.
That's a good one.
You know, it would be weird to see him with hair. I mean, like to see like him like pull it off and it's like this big afro, or like he's got like corn rolls or something. It would just be weird. Is that what you're going to be thinking? Hey,
that's what I'm going to be thinking about.
Take your hat off.
I'm going to ask him, be like, so like, what's it look like up there? Because Jack's got a full head of beautiful orange hair. He did have hair in Vamp, but also he was a shapeshifter in Vamp. So he's a shapeshifter, but he did have a nice afro in Vamp.
Yes, that's true.
Erlo Wolf.
He shapeshifted because of the 70s
that's a good trivia question. Erlo Wolf. People don't remember that. That was his alter ego name in Vamp. That's a question that they never. That would be cool to see in the house somewhere, like or in the zone somewhere, of like
Ooh,
that
yes.
reference to him and Vamp.
Yeah.
Maybe in the sideshow zone because we know that he's gonna be there. But in Shipyard, well, Shipyard, he was like again he shapeshifts. I'm not gonna count that.
Yeah.
We know that Eddie has orange hair now. Eddie has an orange
Yes.
mohawk,
His,
and
he is
Chance
the punk
also.
rock.
All three of them, which I don't like that. I like Chance having the brown, like black brown hair. I think it's a better look for her. But
Eddie just looks like Jack. Like, why is he?
Eddie looks like. Well, I mean, he looks. I guess it kind of helps the brother thing. Like if it's like, oh, if he looks like they're related.
But I don't buy that they're brothers. I don't believe that whole story.
You didn't go through body
I
collectors and you
went,
saw them in
but
there in the
I
crib.
still don't believe it. There's no way Jack and him are brothers.
Does it start with appearance capacity? I think maybe she'll tell you like, oh, this happened to me and blah blah. Like as she's out there on the facade, like maybe like oh,
Because the facade
whatever.
is burnt, so it's supposed
It's
to
already
be
burnt
us-
down.
I'm assuming going. Yeah.
Or do we go back in time? Or do we see the parents? Is it gonna be like? Sorry, I'm not gonna say the T word. Like triplets, where we see the parents die in the first scene of the house. That was a crazy. I will say what you want about triplets and your perspective on it in the house, but the opening scene was cool.
Yeah.
Where you see them kill the parents and then the little bunny girl standing there with the balloon like that was a cool opening scene. But maybe it's the aftermath. And Storyteller did find the Fountain of Youth in the lantern because Storyteller, hey, I don't know. Hey, Storyteller, hit me up. Hey, hit me up, Storyteller.
We don't know
you-
really how old she is in that picture. It's just
She's a
an art-
shapeshifter too.
Yeah.
She's a shapeshifter too. So like, she was a monster. She had this weird like dinosaur monster look in the last in Icon. So I mean like,
back thing.
yeah, with the weird thing. So, but hey, if Storyteller looks like that now, let me stop. Let me chill. All right, so we have actually. Hold on. There's one more thing that we have not talked about with Hollywood. The big one that I'm gonna gather a. Hold on. I'm gonna need to gather a photo for this. Give me one moment because.
So in the chat, is anyone going to Hollywood this year? Anybody going? I know I am going. I am actually going to be doing a couple nights there, so I'll be seeing everything that's there. There's plenty that they have that is offered this year, which since they don't have the DreamWorks Theater, which is a shame, that usually was my spot to take a little 5-minute nap. But since they don't have it this year, I will, I guess, have to, roam around. I know our favorite thing is to watch the scare actors in the main zone area and then also the Latin scare zone. Those are like our two favorite things to watch.
Yeah.
Really, I'm considering it. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it'll be a big year for
it's a good
Hollywood.
time to go. Yeah, I think it's definitely a big step up from the past couple years.
Well, that leads us, I guess, into the final Hollywood thing, the big one, the big kind of announcement before he retires.
Murdy's
He
never
ain't
gonna retire.
he ain't going nowhere. Trust me. As long as they paying him, allow him to live in Ireland, he'll be good. Let's talk about our friend Art the Clown,
Ooh.
Terror Tram. I will tell you, I've not made my Hollywood hype list yet. This is high. Yeah, this is high. What was that? Yeah, that's right. This is high on that hype list for me. Killer Clowns, yes. We'll return to Killer Clowns because we'll talk about them in Orlando too. We'll talk about them after this, yeah. My bad, sorry. We'll get to Killer Clowns momentarily, but let's talk about Art first.
Art has invaded Hollywood unlike anything in Orlando. Like Orlando, he's here. He's in his own.
Mm-hmm.
But there, he's Terror Tramp. He's also roaming. And there's, what, 4 variations, I believe, of art roaming. Whereas last year, if I'm not mistaken, I saw him twice. So I'm wondering, if it's going to be the 2 that I've seen, but they're just alternates, of each other, or is he going to be roaming even like more now? Still with the Christmas side, yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think that for me is what excites me. Listen, I really don't care about Art the Clown. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really do not care about Art the Clown. But the Christmas vibe, I think, is really cool. I think that is what's exciting me. Is the Christmas vibe? It's a kind of dark Christmas. They showed off some of the characters. It's gonna be original characters. I think.
And there won't be any.
I honestly think. Well, we're gonna have Ice Nine Kills instead.
Yeah,
That's what we'll be hearing. We'll be hearing Ice Nine Kills, which.
None of that.
I do think this could be one of the better Terror Trams. No Blumhouse. No Blumhouse this year, thank God.
I like Blumhouse.
But I'm excited. I think I'm excited for this being my first Terror Tram experience, for it to be like something like I'm genuinely excited about. And I love all the stuff that they showed off, all the stuff that we've seen, like the concept art and how they want to go about it. I think it's really cool, and I love that Damien Leone is so like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want with the character. Like you guys can have it, put him in his own, sure, whatever. As long as I get my little merchandise royalties and whatever, as long as I get my cut, help me pay for these lawsuits that are happening right now. But I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. And yeah, they totally got everybody with the Blumhouse, like the arches.
Murdy
Everybody
told
thought,
y'all how many times
Blumhouse
he said,
again.
Whatever
No,
you're
it's
seeing
not.
ain't what it is. Just wait.
Just
He kept
wait.
saying it.
Wait until, and he said it at Midsummer. He was like, he poked fun at those people who were like, it's Blumhouse, it's Blumhouse, it's Blumhouse.
Oh, it's a house, but
Is that why Sansa's heavily used? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's also because it's something different, and they're not just gonna hit the same notes that they're gonna do in the Terror Tram. Like you can't just do the same stuff all the time. So, I think
so
that
are
is
the
definitely a part.
variations all Christmas related too, or is it like the classic art as well?
The classic art is what's on the website. Like the picture that's on the website is just the classic black and white. So I'm sure maybe the Christmas one, maybe the one with the sunglasses, maybe like I don't know, like maybe there's a couple different versions of art that we see in the park. Because I'm trying to think, he doesn't really have a whole lot of other, maybe like a bloody version. Like it's like the classic costume, but it's bloody.
And plus, they plan to reuse a lot of the stuff from the house anyway.
Sure.
They just put all that stuff in the storage, and they're like 2026. Like they wrote it on
But
the
like
outside.
that I don't care as much. Like when it's just a repeat, like a straight repeat of a house, that's when I'm like, bro, like seriously. But if it's like, oh, we're just reusing, because I mean Orlando does that too. Mutations, a lot of those masks were old masks from other stuff, and they made them look better. Grave of Flesh, a lot of the masks in that, like the non-new characters, were all like reused from other things. So it's like that I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's just when it's just a straight repeat with no additional changes, and we'll get to that when we get to the next. I guess we can segue into Killer Clowns from Outer Space, because that is the only, I think, straight repeat house.
Yeah.
I think my perspective on it's a little different because
Yeah,
I haven't seen this, so like it's my first time. So like that's cool. I still am not a fan that they're just repeating, even though I've never seen it, and even though I'm excited because I love this movie.
And
I would have
think
rather
Murdy
them
has
take
talked about this or mentioned this at all. Like he hasn't said like
He said it's here.
Yeah, it's here. Like nothing else to say.
It's
because normally, if
because there's nothing else to say.
If they were doing additions to it, or like, oh, we reworked a couple scenes, he would have mentioned.
Yeah,
it.
He would have been like Poltergeist. He's like,
look.
yeah. This is the same fucking house. So like, don't get your hopes up. It's the
So
same one.
when we went, it was not enjoyable just because like our experience through the house wasn't great. So then we were like, yeah, we liked Orlando's version a lot better. Um, so maybe this time it might be a little different. Maybe we'll have a better time,
Hope so.
an experience through it. So we'll be like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I remember. Because I would hope, being doing this the second time, that I don't have a repeat and have. No, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
he says
All
adding.
right.
Okay, so they did add something.
Because we
Okay.
had that in Orlando. So cool. And
All right.
some kind of an addition. That's fun.
So it's giving me some
Um,
hopes. Yeah,
even if
they
it's, which is weird because I know I know those guys are sitting back there. I know those puppets are sitting back there. I know they're in that warehouse. Bring them out. Come on,
But
guys.
you're excited because
Yeah.
you're Killer Clowns. You like it.
I'm a big Killer Clowns fan, but also I think I'm more excited for Orlando because just I think the clowns work better in the street because you get the interactions and you get those fun little moments. I think that I'm more excited, but I'm excited for the house. I think it is because I've already seen it and I've seen I've watched the videos so many times. Like I know what this house looks like. There's not really a whole lot of surprises for me.
Yeah.
That's probably why it's near the bottom of the hype list, for me at least, like in that bottom tier. But it's not because I'm not excited. I think it's going to be cool. I think just the other stuff is a little more of like a what are they going to do with this kind of house. But it's you know what, for a repeat, I will say it's a repeat of a house that actually fits the theme, circus clowns. Because even though Hollywood doesn't have Jack, they're still doing the theme. So, like, I'm less upset. Like, it's not like Poltergeist that you're like, dude, what does that have to do with anything? That's just something you just pulled something out of a hat. And you're like, what haven't we done in a while? Let's go to Poltergeist. You know, like, I think there's certain things. Like, yeah, Creep Show. Like, bring Creep Show back.
Please.
That would be
yes.
that would be a repeat I would be all about.
God, come on,
The Shining,
man.
The Thing, I want The Thing and The Shining to get new houses. Like, the Shining is one of those houses I think that needs a redemption because I don't think either of them were really that great. I think that, like, that one with modern tech and like modern HHN budget and things like that, like I think they could really do some amazing things with that property. If Hollywood did not let you record and didn't have those characters behind fencing and not so many black, yeah, I mean I get it. Hollywood's a Hollywood and it's a specific kind of event, and you know it's like either you like it or you don't. For me, I'm giving it a shot, and you know if I enjoy it, I might make it a point to go. You know, every year. If I don't, then
Also
ahead.
with Killer Clowns, the time we went, they at least had some food offered in Hollywood. So I do wonder if they're gonna redo that, like with some of the food, or they're like, look, we have new stuff to dedicate food to for Hollywood. They haven't stated. I don't think Murdy stated what food is going into. What's the restaurant? Or is it just going to be Fast and Furious is still there? Because I guess that's the big.
Oh,
thing,
Hollywood
so.
and Dine.
Yeah, I don't think it'll get.
Yeah, I
it'll
mean-
get a Hornets overlay.
Honestly, I could see that being Sinners. I could see that being Sinners food because, like, you can theme the inside, the juke. You can make that club juke, like kind of like how we're getting. I could see that being Sinners on the upper left, especially because it's like how Fallout was last year, where it was like right next to the house. It's right there. So I'm trying to think of what else would really deserve food up there. In a Hollywood and Dine, I don't really see any other IP being big enough to warrant that.
That would probably be the
Probably be in the
plaza.
plaza,
Yeah, the plaza.
which they already said is going to be Dia de los Muertos. Like they're going to have the stilt walkers in there from that.
Those are delicious tacos, by the way.
Oh, I have to. I think for me, because so I'm on the RIP
will they
tour.
have La Llorona?
I don't know what they're gonna have.
Romy?
Oh, probably. Like,
always-
come on. They didn't say it, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Ay, mis hijos. You know, that's probably sure what you're gonna hear. La Llorona, like all the voiceover in the scare zone probably be the same. So I think, yeah, because I think for me, like, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it because obviously RIP is RIP. I'm gonna try to go in maybe before, because I should be able to get in before. I have to see how I don't know how RIP works in Hollywood. So if anybody has any tips, my tour is not until later, so I'm gonna be, I'll probably be at the event before.
You're gonna want to try something, huh?
Yeah, I would have to try something, even if it's bad. I would have to say I went. Please have the characters in costume. I would love that.
It is
confirmed. And I guess we can segue into that because we have the scare zones here. So we'll talk about Hollywood. We'll kind of snake around. We'll talk about Hollywood zones, and then we'll go back to. We'll end off with Orlando scare zones and the final thoughts. Actually, we're making pretty good time. I was worried because we had so much to talk about that it was going to be like we were going to be here for 3 days talking about everything.
We're still on.
But yes. Right.
Yes.
But yes, we have hackers as the main chainsaw zone in the front. We have the Death Eaters coming back to Diagon Alley.
Which will be interesting because it's been a little while. Fort Nightmares.
In the main area
Tower?
Of Hollywood. Fire Tower,
so they're
yes.
taking over the... Okay.
The Fire Towers, they are going to be over there. And then we're also getting this in Orlando in Central Park. And then we're going to have... El Circo de la Muerte, which is going to be attached to the Quinceañera house yeah, that's going to be a cool zone, I can already tell you. And then this one I'm excited for, Blood Bog. That's going to be where the Hellbillies were last year, the studio tour zone. And then we also have 2 street experiences. We have the Shriek of the Banshee, and the Shriek of the Banshee is going to be over by where the Crows were previously, by Fast and Furious. Mm-hmm. And then the Crows are going to be up in the front now with the chainsaws. Like, they even have the set piece out. No, we don't have that. It's okay. So, thoughts on Hollywood streets? Streets experiences, scare zones.
Yes.
What do we think?
They are both.
Yes. Yeah.
I am
what do we
really excited for this year, especially like my main thing for Hollywood. It's the houses sometimes are good, hits and misses, but I think we've always enjoyed at least the last couple of years. It's watching the zones in Hollywood. Fortnite being in the front, it will be interesting. What's the opening ceremony type of thing they're going to do? What's the show? Are they going to have any exclusive characters in there? Maybe a Hollywood Harry would be kind of cool.
I think Art's going to hang out up there. I could see Art being a part of that with, like how he was with the clowns last year, because we know he's going to be roaming, and we know
Art was in the game.
I mean, wasn't hold on. I'm trying to look and see. Wasn't she in the game as well?
No way. Was she?
Answer that question, chat. Didn't they put Obsession into Fortnite, or was that a fake thing?
I don't
know if they did. If that was a fake thing. Or a skin or something.
Oh.
Because that would be a game changer in the case of... Because if you have her walking around up in the upper lot, I'm guessing that's probably where she's going to be. No, not yet. Is she coming? She's coming to the game, no? Or is that confirmed or not yet?
In the spooky edition this holiday?
For Fortnightmares?
Yeah.
The game? No. Fortnite? No. But she's coming. We know she's coming. We know she's going to be there. Hollywood exclusive, not coming to Orlando. Mike Aiello confirmed that. He said, nope, Hollywood is only getting this. No. Orlando people do not know how to act. No. We're not getting that.
It's
October.
Obsession characters.
Obsession, but we know. But my point in saying we know that she's coming.
Yeah.
What if she was a part of that zone? Like maybe just a part of opening ceremony. Like she comes out with our.
He left out obviously a lot of details.
Yeah.
He was very, very smart the way
he was cheeky about that announcement. Yes.
What the last minute?
The last announcement
thing to be like, oh yeah, and
by the way, yeah, mic drop. Yeah. So
and he's just like, oh, I'm not going to really give you any information.
Yeah, not yet. Details coming soon.
It just kind of spiraled from there. I think people have been talking about this since the announcement. They're still talking about this today. I am seeing constant posts across social media. So this is one of the probably the
Hot button
most
topics.
hottest topic I've seen
It's
ever in HHN history. I
it's
think.
gone beyond HHN, where movie people are talking about it. Like movie people are talking about it. And here's my 2 cents. I'm sure you might have seen my discourse, and I contributed to this, and my video that I put out was a quick 1 minute immediate reaction. So obviously, like, I've thought a lot since then. With that being said, I think it's touchy. It's very touchy because she's still such a new character that the legitimacy of Nikki as, like, what she represents and how she fits into the horror zeitgeist, I think it's still up in the air, and I think it's still being talked about. However, even if this was announced, it's a very, very sensitive subject. With that being said, I just want to know and want to make sure this is what I care about.
100%. That's
Safety.
the only thing I
Safety.
Yeah.
Because we know how people are, and it's not just it's people that are looking for clout chasing. It's drunk people. It's people out there that are always looking for a moment, and we know
For content, bro.
it's for content. Here's the thing: we have. We've been going to the event a while, and we've been doing content for the event a while, and we know how this song and dance goes. It happens with all kinds of different characters, whether it's Megan, whether it's the Grabber, whether it's Eddie, whether it's any character, Death Eaters. We've seen it happen time and time again. And I know Hollywood's different. I know it's not as much, like, art wasn't as harassed over there as over here. However, with this being Hollywood exclusive, this is not in Orlando. People that are trying to get that exclusive content, I just want to make sure everything's cool and the performers are safe, because again, this is the novelty of having a roaming character is not knowing where they're going to be, and also having her accessible and no handlers, like handlers nearby, but not like where she's coming.
Yeah, they're like standing right behind her.
Art got bad last year where they had to have him be escorted around. Yeah. They'd have to huddle and predict.
He wasn't. He was just like
roaming around,
running around nonstop in that lower.
This is my take here, and I think that what's her name? Scream Queen podcast. I think that's her Instagram. I'm gonna say, because she said this. I can't take credit for this. You should have had her and Bear together and have her follow Bear around and have that be like you're looking at that. She's not coming after you. It's like, oh no, she's following Bear around, and it's like it's like a passive thing. It's just kind of happening, and you're like, oh shoot, oh there she is, and if she like points at you in the crowd, it's like, oh where's Bear? I'm looking for Bear. What, have you found him? Like, that becomes the interaction. It's not like she's coming after you. It's not like she's obsessed with you. Yeah. I just don't want to I would hate for it to not set the wrong tone for people, because again, like, things would happen where people would find the art's social media pages. People would dox them, would find their set times, would stalk them around. Like, that's serious business. That's not something that can be just brushed off and be like, we'll just have fun. It's okay. Listen, subject matter of the movie be damned. Subject matter of the movie be damned. This is what really matters, and this is what needs to be taken into account when we talk about this edition. And I think it's cool, and I understand why Universal's doing this. That movie made bank. That movie made a ridiculous amount of like big money, right? $400 million for an original horror movie that's not attached to a franchise, no big stars, nothing. It's Universal clearly was like, he even said it was like, it's a last minute. We were pretty much done, and then this came on our desk, and we had to do something about it. So, for one, totally understand if this is a house next year. Totally could pencil this in for a house next year. And it's Blumhouse, and it's Universal. Yeah. At the very least, the horrors of Blumhouse, maybe with the new Insidious as well in this. I could see that, 100%. But that being said, though, that's just my own take on it, is that I think it is really touchy, the subject matter, and I know people have their opinions about it, and there's a lot of what ifs, and there's a lot of gross, nasty commentary all across the board, just like what happened with Fortnite, just like what happened with the express passes, just like what happened with this, that, and the third. And I hate it because it gives this community such a bad rap, especially from the outsiders who look in and they're like, these freaks get so obsessed over this stupid shit, when it's like, you guys like get a life pretty much. But also I think that I think it's cool, and I'm a fan of the movie. I really did love the movie, but I just want it to be played out correctly. I would love to see her in Hollywood. That'd be cool. Get a little picture or something like that would be nice if I get a chance. Maybe they make a point for that in RIP. Hopefully, knowing just how popular she is, that would be a cool thing. Maybe not, because I know they said Art is going to be the RIP character, but maybe have like a little moment with her at some point would be neat. But hopefully you get to see her too when you're out there. But that being said, the front of the park is going to be weird as always, because you have 3 different IPs all together. I do like how the chainsaws do tie into Fortnite though, because it's like neon. I think that's cool. I'm surprised Fortnite isn't the chainsaw. Like, those aren't the chain, because they have chainsaws in Fortnite. Like, I'm surprised those characters aren't the chainsaws. And I think this is also something I've said before about Obsession. It doesn't. I don't think it really works. And I know you've seen the movie. Like, I don't know how it works as a house.
I'm totally opposite. I 100%
really
think this works as a house. Yeah.
Really?
I think Horror Nights has, well, Orlando. I don't know about Murdy, because he'll just probably follow certain scenes, but I think there's enough that they can spin certain things. They can have certain scenes. Yes, it will be a lot of like repetitive. There's certain things they can't touch in obviously the movie.
Well, yeah.
But I think there's enough here, like especially for a Blumhouse. Like if you're doing a split,
Horrors of Blumhouse.
You don't have to do Horrors of Blumhouse, where you don't have to tell a full story for 3 minutes or 4 minutes of a house.
Yeah.
I think there's enough here.
I think in a Horrors of Blumhouse, absolutely. I think by itself, no. I don't think by itself it works. I think Horrors of Blumhouse, unless I could pinpoint really a couple scenes.
Trippy, like The Weeknd, like they go psychologically crazy with this thing. Like almost like, I don't know, like you're the snap of the willow, and then we're ourselves is like in this weird tunnel vision of obsession type of thing.
That would be cool, but
yeah,
I'm just still not. I'm just personally, I don't think every horror movie needs to be a house, and I don't think, like, I think it probably will happen, but anyway, I don't want to spend too much time talking about next year, because we're still talking about this year. But like, I feel like it's still so touchy, and my thoughts are still very complicated on it. I think even though like I've heard a lot of perspectives and I get it, it's still very complicated, I think. But I think as far as the other zones,
will be there.
In the roaming?
Yeah, I think he will.
Roaming
I think
like this
he's not the focus, and he's not the draw to the movie. He's not the one that's on the shirts. So I think it wouldn't have made sense for Murray to be like, oh, and Bear and Nikki are going to be there. But that's why I think he said like, oh, Freaky Nikki's going to be there, and she's the draw. But I think Bear's going to be with her because she has to have somewhat of another character,
something to bounce off of.
Yes, because it's just like if you're down there or wherever she's roaming, and a random girl, I would assume Nikki's going to have maybe the blood. If she just looks like the regular,
she's
Nikki,
going to look. No, she's going to look like the end of the movie. So Murdy said specifically the end of the movie, the final act of the movie. Won't say what happens in the final act of the movie, but after all that goes down, that's the Nikki we get to see. I think it would be cool as if you had Nikki kind of maybe roaming around, like maybe the plaza area, and you have maybe Bear comes up to you and goes, "Hey man, hey, I need you to make this wish real quick." Like he's like frazzled, like how he is in the movie, and she's like looking for him, like lovey-dovey. Yeah, or she's walking around talking to someone else.
Here, I need
or
Oh,
or
yeah.
he's trying to get away from her and she's like calling after him. Like it's like this thing that you kind of just watch happen. Kind
Yeah.
of like that. It reminds me more of like a fan fest interaction, like how you would see like
Mm,
Scooby Doo. Like you'll see like Velma talking to you, and then Shaggy will be like, "Hey Velma, come over here, let's," and then it
yeah.
like kind of migrates. I could see that being it, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Mhm.
I think
Are you
ton.
excited for Fortnite?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
excited. I mean, I'm more excited for Fortnite in Orlando than Hollywood.
ooh, okay.
Mostly because I think they're just going to be able to do more scenic wise
Hmm.
in Orlando versus Hollywood.
I think
Um,
Hollywood will make up with the fire towers and the energy that the actors and the like the dubstep dancing, and especially because they already did the dancing and stuff when the flames and the dubstep hits.
it did
So
great.
now they really get to like dance in the zone and do goofiness.
Ian roams and tells people he wished for $1 billion. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's gonna get a little star from me.
Yeah, but I think
But yeah,
he was just saying that.
yeah. I
Um,
think I think he just said that to be like, you saw he was licking his lips. He was like, there was he was like, oh, I know we're gonna have a good one with this. Boom, obsession right
he's
there.
like, I talked this whole time and
Talk
they
about
ass
everybody was
wasn't
like,
ready for this.
oh, I was like, they're like, oh yeah, art is cool and Slash is cool, but like, no man. And then he said, yup, and y'all ain't getting this shit in Orlando. You can suck my dick, Orlando, because they ain't getting none of this. Fuck Mike Aiello. Fuck no, he didn't say all that. Let me chill. Uh,
Oh man.
still can't believe we live in a world where Fortnite got into HHN. Yeah,
Um,
right.
hey,
I
that
mean,
means
the more I
anything
think
is
about it,
believable.
anything is anything is fair game because Fortnite, like I just have to keep playing that sound. Like you know how many little kids when I was there the day the Fortnite merch dropped. And I was sitting talking with other content friends. Dylan was there, Dylan Thomas, and Paul, Florida Almanac was there. I was chatting with Freaks of HHN and Spec Man. And we were all just sitting there chatting about it. And of course, yeah, everybody's got their takes and opinions. But there's so many kids came in and was like, oh my God, mom, look, it's Fortnite. Oh my God, Fortnite. I can't wait for Fortnite.
Mhm.
You listen, Bioshock does not make the money that Fortnite does. As much as I would love Bioshock at the event, yeah. But like I don't care. I'm excited. I'm gonna get me a little chug jug. I want to take a picture with the banana. I don't know nothing about this game. I've never played Fortnite. Um,
Oh man.
this is crazy. Melted broom pick gas station pill, bro. All right, guy. Yeah, so many games that I think could be. I would love for them though, like because I think so. At first, okay. Let me ask you this: would you have been? Because I know you're also very excited for Fortnite. I know
Yeah.
you're kind of in the same boat as me. Like we're both like, let's see how this goes. It's exciting. Would you have felt the same way, or better slash worse, if Fortnite had been IPs? Because we know Fortnitemares is like a big thing. Is like what IPs are they going to bring? Like Jason and
Hmm.
Scream, and would you have? Would you have been more interested in that, or would you have been like, that sounds like a nightmare? It already sounds like a nightmare, just how busy it's going to be. Like, imagine if they threw Ghostface in there, or they threw
Oh
Leatherface in
shoot.
there, they threw Michael in there,
Mm,
or Ash, or whoever, Scream. I think I said that, but
it
how
wouldn't
does that
have
feel?
changed, I think, my opinion on the zone itself. Like it would have just been the same. Like I'm still excited to see it. Um, I s- I do think it would have been, maybe it would have swayed more of the general public. They would have been like, all right, like I don't really care for Fortnite, but like you throw in these IP characters, it's kind of cool. Like we have
Hmm.
Jason running around or whatever. I think it
Yep.
would have swayed more people, but it also would have been, like you said, very much a nightmare because it would have been a Blumhouse situation where it's like
Everybody's everywhere.
everyone's trying,
People standing
especially like in
around.
Orlando because that's such a tight area versus Hollywood, which is it's
You create like photo ops.
it's a little more roomy in Hollywood, versus Orlando.
I honestly, I'm kind of at first I kind of wish it was more like because then that's a way of almost getting like an all night die-in type of thing that we're
Mhm.
never gonna get like that
Yeah, we're
anymore.
never
Although I don't know because I mean
art
looking at
and
Clown Town,
killer
I
clowns.
mean
Yeah.
it's a step, right? And it makes me wonder just how because I look at the characters and I look at all the stuff they've shown off and I look at the different Fortnite the merch and I'm looking at these characters. I'm like, these are pretty cool. Like these characters are pretty neat. You know,
Yeah.
the little I don't know what the character, the morph character with the bear and the
Oh
tomato.
yeah, yeah.
That
The
one that's on the merch.
tomato
That has
bear
a
thing.
specific name. The Skull Trooper. I'm looking at him right now. And they had like the knight. So like I think it'll look cool. I I wonder how it's going to be with because Central Park, looking at the Central Park layout, like last year by this
Mhm.
point we already had Cat Lady's house. So that was like the main focus. Now we have the little stage off to the right where that little mini maze was last year. And
Mm.
that's where they had that's where I think the bus is going. So I
Oh.
also heard they were there I also read that they were going to I want to say who said this. I don't know whether it was a press release or it was something that they're going to have a spot for for emoting. I don't know if that's actually happening or not, or if they're just going to emote on the stage.
You know,
Scream
people are
leader.
going to love that. If people
People,
love
no,
club
listen,
horror, they're going to love this
listen,
zone. They're going to
listen.
have their drinks. They're going to be
I'm going to
like,
tell
"Oh,
you.
I want to
I'm going to tell
dance
you.
with the banana."
If you had people doing a conga line for Sweet Caroline in the Vamp Zone and loving that, fuck out of here. I don't want to hear nothing about oh, this sucks. This is goofy as hell. You had the Vamps. Everybody got in a line and did a conga line to Sweet Caroline
In the middle of a
in
zone.
the middle of the zone. And it was funny as hell. I loved it. But like, yeah, like that's so stupid. Like that like it's stupid, but it's like also it's like it's fun. Can we just have fun with it? Like
You know what it is too? It's a break from the circus and the
yes.
yes.
Yes, it is a break from the circus.
And we don't know the extent of like what they're talking about with the characters building or like what's going to happen. Is it just them scaring? Are they going to try to win? Is there a winner like
I think it's just
each time or like
I think you're just going in the middle of a battle because Fortnite is not
mhm,
like it's not like teams, so it's like everybody out for themselves. So I
yeah,
think it could be like,
battle
oh,
royale?
yeah, battle royale, and I think because on the NBC building, the media building, they have a
Mhm.
projector going there. That's where they
Oh, okay.
that's and I said in Losh's video that the I think it's like the I think in Losh's video they projected on that building, or I said like I think they could project onto that building as like the buildings are coming up or going down. Yeah, I think the bus driver.
So like 3D projection of the yeah.
Yeah, probably no guns though. They won't point them at the crowd. That is a fact. That
They'll
is a
have
fact.
weapons like X mines or like
Axe, yeah, maybe a
yeah.
chainsaw. That's fine. Maybe they have
Yeah, and
guns like as
this is
loot.
where I am saying I think we might see Eddie. Because they did state there might be some exclusive or some familiar characters.
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see Eddie here, but I mean, I would like. I don't know if I would like that or not. I feel like that'd be funny.
I mean, his
Um,
look, just that look, I was like, oh yeah, that seems like that would kind of fit in a weird, like Fortnite-ish game.
let's also say though, Fallout had some guns in there. They had some. Oh, he thought your suit made you feel like a big man. He shot at the power armor. You had him shoot in the corner. You had Mama June come out with the shotgun.
That's true.
You know, like it did happen. So it's not like it doesn't happen. But I don't think definitely not pointing towards the guest. Definitely not pointing towards the guest. And I guess that can kind of spin us back around to Orlando because we're talking about Club Horror. Let's, I guess, go over what's in Orlando now, and we can kind of openly talk about it, and then we could maybe get into final Q&A and how we feel about everything. Wrap this guy up here. But let us jump into. We have Fortnite confirmed for Central Park. Sideshow of Decay, which is coming to Hollywood. That's going to be Cindy's zone, as well as Dr. Oddfellow. Cindy's Dr. Oddfellow, maybe other icons. Has been teased. Laura's been teasing. We have the icon ICON Infernal Carnival of Nightmares zone, which is going to be the two of them, the amigos there welcoming you in.
Something with in the zone as well.
With the coolest fucking entrance that I've ever seen in my life. Zombies are back. Club Horror is back. We know this. And then, of course, Downtown Clowntown with Art and the Killer Clowns, which we kind of touched on already. Yeah. But what do you think of the zones in Orlando?
I am in the same boat of like Art he's okay. Like, yeah, I enjoyed him, I think, far more in Hollywood just because he was a part of the main scare zone in the front, and I got to see him roam multiple times. Yeah. So I enjoyed Art there more so than Orlando. And I think it's going to be the same with the zone. Seeing him be kind of just in a zone like that, I don't think it will have a great effect on like Art's appeal. Like you're just like, oh, there's Art. He's doing the same thing of slicing this lady open again. I don't think he'll have that appeal. Whereas Killer Clowns, I think, will be the better part of that zone. I think they're, like you said, they're just interacting with them. It's going to be funny. Yeah. I'm sure they'll have maybe some of their like victims characters that are probably
probably like when they did the zone the first time where they had the guys, the brothers, and they had maybe they'll have ice cream guys.
Yeah. So I think
maybe
that
a couple
part
of them.
Of that zone will be great. Fort Nightmares, I think, is cool. And really, I guess I call it the Icon Anniversary Zone, I think is probably going to be the one that everyone loves. So, overall, I'm more interested in Hollywood's, to be honest.
Yeah, really. Hey, anybody can end up in that sideshow zone. So they said characters from the past, all kinds. You never know. I think maybe as like walkarounds. Director, because the director is not related to Jack. I think that is clearly why the focus of the characters on the merch is Jack and Chance and Eddie. They all are kind of related. Oddfellow,
family.
All in the family. I mean, Caretaker is related to Cindy, who's got the zone. Yeah. So I think all the other characters are just kind of there. Yeah, I agree. I think this is circus in the front, party in the back. I think that's what's going on. That's kind of the vibe I feel. For me, I might say I might have a hot take here.
Oh,
but I think I'm far and away way more excited for the houses than the zones this year. I'm excited for the zones in certain ways. I think I'm kind of on the same take as you. For me, I kind of wish I like the sideshow theming. Looks really cool. Clowntown theming looks cool. It looks great. Like the look of it is awesome. And I think it'll all come together when the characters are there. But I think right now we're talking about pre-event. I like clowns. I like the circus. But for an anniversary year, I kind of just would love to have seen like more of a little dip around everything. Like when it was originally talked about Caretaker getting a zone. And it was more like the funeral home and things like that. That was more interesting to me. And that's obviously something like, oh, well, that was never happening. So that's just a guess, right? But like the idea, I think, of like all the zones looking the same, or at least the 3 front zones looking the same. Like I said, how just more. And I don't really think it's a hot take, though, because honestly, my first year, I fell in love with the zones more than the houses. My first year, which was Halloween Horror Nights 31, relatively recent, I know. You had Sweet Revenge, awesome scare zone. Had that classic funny feel. You had the dark scary with with Scarecrow and the Graveyard. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful zones. Conjure the Dark had the metal vibe. Horrors of Halloween tied it together, right? I think with every year, what I love are zones that they have multiple different feels to them, where like you have maybe one or two zones that are like funny, okay, like silly funny. Then you might have a darker scary zone, right? But this year it feels like everything's silly. It feels like everything's goofy. Everything's silly and everything's funny.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think just the tone of it just doesn't it seems tonally all the same. Where it's like all just evil carnival, clowns, and circus. Now, I hope that Sideshow changes my mind with the fact that it's more like characters and like maybe that
Mm-hmm.
it has more of a different feel. I don't really get scared by the zones, but like Graveyard was a zone that was like took itself seriously. I mean, I think even Masquerade kind of took itself seriously last year. Um, Demon Queens was surreal and weird. You had silliness in the Torture Fair zone, but then you had Swamp of the Undead, which was meant to be like kind of on the scary side. And I think 33 zones, I think, had they been executed right, I think would have been great. I think it was kind of bangers across the board for that one, concept wise. I
Yeah.
just think execution, a lot of them really fell flat, except for I think the two big zones, the Torture Fair and Demon Queen zone. As much as I enjoyed Swamp more than a lot of people did, I did think it had a miss. I think it is, and I'm not to say I'm not excited for the zones. Again, Downtown Clowntown. I'm not saying that every time. I love Killer Clowns, so I'm excited for them, and I like that it is going to be segmented. I like that it's going to be that it seems like in the street by Fallon, that's where clowns are going. That's where Killer Clowns are going. Then you have Jack and Friends in the main strip, and then you have art on the side by Finn's. That's cool, and I like all the food booths all kind of tie in. I think that's neat. I think Icon, the front zone, has badass entrance. The entrance looks awesome. The sign looks the best it's ever looked, with all the flags and the lights and all of the extra stuff on there, and it's not even done yet, and it looks great. The rest of the zone, I think the statues were cooler last year. The like carving of I think it fit a little more into the vibe. Now, of course, we haven't seen everything yet, so whatever.
Yeah.
But I think what I don't love as much is that some of the scenic does feel a lot like it's that thing that I talked about earlier of like they just threw stuff everywhere. It's just trash everywhere. It's like meant to be like, oh, here are all these just old props sitting around, and it's like that's cool. And for the decay zone, it makes sense because like it's meant to be like an alternate universe, and like there's this
Yeah.
weird like portal opening and all of this stuff everywhere. So that one makes sense a little more to have all these icon references and props and all the signs and like, oh, I remember this from Carnival Graveyard. I remember this from this and that, you know. But like I just hope that it feels like, yes, I like that it's cohesive, but it does just kind of feel like, all right, so that was the idea. Like the carnival thing was the idea for everything. And I think it does have a little bit too tight of a hold on the street experience to where I'm excited for Fortnite because, like you said, it's a breath of fresh air. It's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have a different feel. It's going to have a different look. Because I think even Club Horror, I think is going to have the classic Halloween because they have pumpkins on the truss. I think that's
Yes.
supposed to be like classic Halloween, which I think will be cool. I think will be like all I said was Club Horror theme it a little better, and maybe it might be a more fun experience if you theme it a little better. Don't put like pumpkin strippers in there. Like I don't need to see that. Maybe the mummy stripper. Bring the mummy strippers from Slaughter Cinema back. But I think it's cool. I think with zones, and obviously we'll have to wait and see. I think I was more excited for zones last year, like the collection of zones, but really, but again, I understand like houses are the draw. That's everything. But yeah, I feel like that's my thoughts on everything. And yeah, do you have any outstanding thoughts before we hit into final
Um,
about anything?
at least I do agree that they're at least trying with Club Horror this
Yeah.
year, or at least a slight redesign on it. Not full redesign, but at least a little bit more is going into it. She did state that they will be playing I believe it was what, like spooky music, or it's going to be like, what'd she say? She said it. It'll be something other than just like club music all the time.
Which
So
I'm okay if it's like club music, but if it's like with a spooky twist to it,
yeah,
like I think honestly a Lady Gaga club horror would have been really cool.
yeah,
Lady Gaga themed club horror kind of zone, because that's the vibe that I think of when I think of like the blend of house club music, that vibe, the dance, but also you have the horror energy, or like the weekend club horror, where it's like, yeah, it has this
wow,
this
yeah, that would
specific,
be
maybe with some of the characters from the house dancing around, and that could be the theme. So I mean, this is only year 2 of club horror, so like, it's
at
this
least they're
this
doing
thing ain't going nowhere.
from what we've seen. At least they're. It's weird for me to say this. They're doing
Uh-oh.
more with club horror in the second year than what, at least so far, of what we know they're doing for males. Because males seems like it is literally copy paste of from last year. Oh, you like the roller skates? They're back again.
Same picture
There's
and
no
everything.
difference, no victims, no. We're not going to throw anything else in there. So
Same music, probably the same,
yeah,
same set, and everything.
same everything. Which, for a lot of people, there's their first time experience in it.
Yeah.
It will be interesting. I know, like me and Jake have had this conversation. Like, is this going to be a thing where it's like year 3 and 4? We're like, all right, guys, like this is cool, but like, can we get something else, or like, can you elevate it more? Can you add more next year? Like, I don't want to see this same Mel's zombie thing year 3. Like, you got to do something.
Elevate
Step
it.
it up.
Have them go into the restaurant. Have them have victims. Have some special food. You've made all those suggestions before. Bring the vamps in. Do something special. I think what would be fun is Mel's. Maybe you do like I've always said would be cool is if they did the versus vamps versus devil dogs. That's a fun one that I think could be a fun like street experience. Maybe not a scare zone, but outside of Mel's, you have the vamps and you have the devil dogs from Slaughter Cinema. That would be a fun like, oh, neat, and it's a cool tie-in. This I do not know. I don't know because Murdy seemed really enthusiastic to use art. So
I foresee if everything goes okay with the lawsuit and everything works out, T4, I believe it's what, next year?
it's supposed to be. Well, I think
Okay.
28. I think it got delayed to 28.
Oh wow.
But I
So,
mean
yeah,
that
way
would
you can
only
take
be
a break. Next
1
year
year
and then
off.
come back.
1 year off. All right, let's bring it home.
The final moments before the afterlife is here. If you wish to ask us any questions, do so right now.
All right, the afterlife.
Oh, you
Afterlife
put
is on
some
its
music
way.
on? Oh,
Yeah, I'm turn it down a little bit. Yeah, here we go. It's been fun. It's been fun doing this again. This is gonna be a long one. Yeah, this is gonna be a long one, but yeah, that's right. That's all right. All right. So Albert is asking. Last year they had a panel during Premium Scream Night. Do you think they're gonna have one this year?
oh, because the horror makeup's going through its thing.
Maybe. I don't think they'll do it this year.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll do it because I don't think it was one of those things that like most people didn't even know what was happening. Most people also who went were not like this is kind of. I mean, for me, I wouldn't go. That's a waste of my time.
Yeah.
That premium, there's so much to do, especially because it'll be our first time doing like everything. So whatever. I don't know if they're gonna do it anymore. Unfortunately, I wish they would do that like maybe opening night. That would be called like opening night thing, or sometime during the season. Thank you guys for all you do, and really appreciate the effort you put into each video. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. We got more
You've
coming. It's
stayed
been a weird
this whole
season.
time.
Yeah,
and
you've
stayed,
been in here. Some of you
commenting.
folks.
Yeah.
Some of you folks have been in here crazy. Thank you for watching. Since this year is clown focused, do you think clowns are funny or scary? I don't really get scared by clowns. They don't scare me.
Neither.
That's why I think they're cool, but I'm not like. I think certain clowns, like I love killer clowns. I love obviously Jack is great, but I'm not even a huge like big Pennywise fan like that. Like I know some people love Pennywise, and I mean he's cool. I don't think they're funny. I don't like laugh at them. Like I'm not like going to the circus and like do some tricks. Like I think they're just like I think it's cool when they're scary. I mean like the Joker is cool.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how far they go with the concept with Clown Town. Like all the different clowns. I think we're gonna see Treeks and Foons. I think those guys will come back. I think the undead clowns from Slaughter Cinema are gonna come back. Maybe Giggles and Gore clowns will come back. I could see some of the I can see older clowns coming back too, because it's the reason to. 15 days. Wow, yeah. So a week from tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
I cannot believe
Wow.
it.
2 weeks from tomorrow, we're
weird to say.
Gotta get our legs. August has flown by. It's already 2 weeks into August. Yep, I've been working out. I've been getting myself
Everyone
ready.
out there, please pray to the cornfield gods that whatever is happening doesn't happen.
We're gonna move along from that. What house y'all running first? It's probably gotta be Ozzy. I think I'm gonna end up running Ozzy first. But well, as I said, where's our first stop at Premium? Because last year it was 5 nights because we were trying to beat out the line. But I don't. Stranger Things I could save until later. I don't have to do that one right away. Hopefully it's not very busy this year. But like, okay, Ozzy like up in the front because we could theoretically hit Ozzy, then we could hit Jack and Oddfellow, Evil Dead. Like we could hit the soundstage houses. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to discuss that. We haven't really talked about that. Last year there was no rain. Last year we've been okay, but it rained on Premium. It rained on Premium bad on Premium.
Oh god, that's so bad. That reminds me, I need to start ordering some stuff to be
rain
prepared.
Gear. Yeah, I have to get my stuff for opening weekend ready to go. Coming soon. I have to get my business. But yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. Well, of course, I'm glad that you had some fun with us hanging out. Opening night last year was beautiful. Yeah, it was very nice. And the year before, it didn't really rain either. Just as long as the corn crisp is. Shh, I'm not even gonna entertain that comment. I'm not even putting that on the screen.
Yeah. I mean, we had an interesting time with Premium where we kind of shifted something. Something happened, and then we had to make a left, and then we were like. No, remember where we were eating the Fallout food?
Oh yeah, we had to hide under the awning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were getting the Fallout food, and then we went and did 5 nights. Yeah, 5 nights food. Umbrella. Maybe a rain jacket. I'm not a poncho person. Maybe an extra pair of socks, because when your feet get wet, you're walking around all night. I'm honestly thinking about potentially bringing an extra pair of clothes too. That might happen.
Yeah, that's really mostly what you can do. Yeah. So I mean, there are like waterproof shoes, but I don't know if they're comfortable to wear. But.
Yes, it is, Albert. So be ready. The streets flood and the tents flood. So it happens. If it rains bad, especially those older tents, but even some of the new ones, I don't think flood as bad. But the old tents flood like that. If it rains, now sound stages are indoors, so no problem. Yeah. But the zones, if there's rain, no scare actors out. Even if it's like damp, they will take stilt walkers down. They will take away chainsaws. They'll take away any kind of things like that. They'll give them like anime swords.
Jack and Oddfellow up top.
Yeah. So keep in mind that one. It'll happen. I mean, be prepared. Do you have a favorite icon aside from Jack and Oddfellow?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think for me, as far as capital I icons go, because I mean I love like HR Blood and Guts, Major Sweets, Boris, like those characters, but I don't really know if they're in the icon category.
Yeah.
I think probably, I mean, the director's classic. Little hand. Oddfellow's probably my favorite though. I love him. Can't wait to see him. Jack's cool, but
mine is probably Usher. Usher's cool.
Usher's great.
Director. I kind of consider them like brothers from another mother, just because they're very similar. You know, like Usher has a movie theater type of thing he has, and director makes movies. So,
would love to see that house. I would love to see that house at some point. Put those two together. Give them a year. And have that be the year when they finally do Scream. But I mean, I also I'm trying to think. Yeah, those are probably my favorites. Pumpkin Lord is cool too. Do you think Jack is overused for anniversaries?
Oh, hot topic. He is, as they said, the Mickey Mouse of horror.
Yeah.
So
I think over the years, it's felt like that. I felt like because of the fact that he's in Vegas now full time, like I feel like it feels like the novelty of you have to wait every 5 years to see Jack is not really there. But just gotta hit it one more time for you.
Super chat. Now enjoy a Oddfellow hot dog. Thank you for the super chat. Now enjoy a Oddfellow hot dog.
Wow. Thank you for the tenner.
Thank you. Whoa.
And more hot dogs.
You can buy 2 hot dogs for that.
No, you buy 1 hot dog for that.
Oddfellow. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Oddfellow hot dog. HHN food ain't that cheap anymore. Thoughts and hopes for the tribute store. That's something we did not talk about. The tribute store. That is. I'm excited.
I know you are a tribute store lover, so
I'm a big tribute store fan.
I'm curious because this is their. We know last year, we all know how that went.
We know what happened. We know the story.
Backlash. We know they got their butts kicked for that, and we know this is their return. This is them being like, no, we need this. Like we have to have.
This is redemption. The redemption for the tribute store.
I don't think a lot of people know it wasn't going to be New York. It was literally going to be maybe even a repeat of what it was last year, but they really pushed as much as they could to get New York. So I have high hopes, and especially I think the artwork on the outside, especially the drawing of what it's going to look like. It fits in with the theme.
We have a character on the outside. We have actors on the outside, which is awesome. Worried how that's going to go for the flow of the crowd, but also I'm excited. And it'll make the experience a little different going in the day versus the nighttime. Because if you go in the daytime, you're not going to get that. So if you go in the daytime, you're just going in the store. But I'm so excited to see, because the last store, say what you will about it, I think everybody changed their tune after last year, because the last store that was there, 2024, when it had the apocalypse with Batilda, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this sucked. This is a terrible tribute store." And then we saw last year, and they were like, "Oops, yeah, let's go back to." sorry, guys. We have a lot of questions here. I think we're gonna go backwards. Kind of continue on the tribute store. Throwback merch, yeah, why not?
Oh, because
print more merch
for 30, yes.
Yeah, I don't think they will, but I would love them to.
Yeah, that would have been
throwback all the icon shirts. Throwback all the icon shirts. UOAP nights. I'm not going. You're not going, right? The AP nights.
I had reserved. I think Sunday, but I work, so that ain't happening.
What's your favorite HHN food? I think for me, a couple highlights. The Hellfire Club from Stranger Things last time was good. the Yeti poutine from that same year. Last year, my favorite was probably the tots, the spam
Oh yeah,
tots
yeah, yeah. Spam tots
from
yeah.
Fallout. The pizza was
You know
good.
mine. You know mine.
Yeah, carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
bring out the carrot cake. I'm trying to think because I didn't really like. I loved a couple items last year, but I didn't have one that was like, oh, that is like the best thing.
Yeah,
like
last year I'm trying to think. The
There's probably
carrot
like
cake
3
to
or
me
4.
Was probably the only standout.
I
mean, Jason had a crazy booth like all
Yeah.
the time, but I thought the food was just okay in my opinion.
I really liked the elote. That was a go-to for me. The elote with the cider together was awesome. But
Cider was good. Okay, yeah.
yeah, and their bread, I mean, it's like regular. You can get that at wherever Total Wine or wherever store you go to. You can get the Scream pack now, which I'm gonna get me one of those. But yeah, no, the food was pretty good last year. Toronto, hello from
wow.
Toronto.
Hello.
I wanted to take a second for this comment because this is the earliest one, but this is a big question. Would you guys ever love an HHN movie? I remember years back they talked about it. They were saying something to Eli Roth. I don't really want Eli Roth anywhere near my HHN icons. Sorry. Yeah, no. You could stay away from my icons, especially after all the Ice Cream Man nonsense. No, I don't want to see that.
What
but
I would want instead is not a movie, because I feel like what makes the icon special for me, and I know it sounds very weird to say this because I love Ghostface and Jason and all these characters, right? They're in movies, but the thing that makes, I think, the icon characters special is we only have these little small segments of them, little bite-sized commercials, little things like that.
Yeah.
And watching a whole hour and 20-minute movie on the director, sure, it would look cool if it's done right, but I feel like they would lose a little bit of their aura.
That's
now,
fair.
What I would love instead, for the love of God, please give us a Peacock special every year about them making horror nights from the previous year. So that way we can see like them filming stuff, like, oh, they're building stuff behind the scenes, like their meetings. I know they're not going to let secrets out, but just to give us an insight of what they did with the, what was it, the Art of Scare?
Yeah.
Do that, but on Peacock as a special for every year, but you can do it from the previous year. That way we're not spoiling something else.
Yeah, show how they came up with the idea of El Artista and the conservatory and how they put that all together and how they design it, how they, put together the house. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Or at least just give us ones. Like you don't have to do it every year, but because it's a special anniversary year, just give us, one good special. And they did something almost like this when they did, remember when they had the video when they walked through
Puppet Theater.
Yeah, that was something like that.
With Greg and Nicotero.
If I'm not mistaken, did that pop up on Peacock?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a little special. Probably the last question we'll take here, and this will be a big one. Which do you believe will be the goriest this year? I feel like there's a couple candidates that immediately come to my mind. I could think of honestly 4 that are coming to my mind right away. I think.
You're 4.
I think
I'm
Evil Dead.
Yes, Evil Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead. Yeah, you can guess the other 3.
So Evil Dead, Cybergoria.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do. He said the Goriest? Hellraiser.
Goriest, yeah. Hellraiser. And I think Madlands.
Oh,
I think Madlands has the potential to be pretty gory, too. Pretty gory and pretty nasty. I think that one's going to be one of those. But I think it's any one of those 4. I think
Hellraiser.
I don't think so. I don't think Hellraiser. I think that one might be like, it will be gory for sure, but I don't think that'll be the goriest. I'm thinking partially an original because original they can get away with a lot more. But Evil Dead, man, like, Evil Dead's known for that. Like, that's literally
Yeah.
what the series is known for. I think that will be there for that one. What do you think? You think you said Hellraiser, right? That's your pick.
Yeah.
I think Hellraiser will be up there. I mean, the scene again of them ripping his body apart and like all the like that will be crazy. That'll be a crazy thing to see in a haunted house. But thank you for hanging out with us. And if you haven't already, come on now, like, subscribe, comment. You got to do it. Remember, we are coming up on.
Oh
Oops.
my gosh! Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't see what it was loading. We're coming up on HHN in just a couple weeks. We have more coming. Unmasking is going to start 2 weeks.
2
No,
weeks.
next
Next
week.
week.
Next week.
Next week we will be walking 3 houses, which I was told that they were maybe going to release that information this week, but it keeps being pushed back.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
It's
to get
definitely
people ahead of
just,
time. But
so we'll learn that probably what's today? Wednesday. So it'll
Today's
probably be
Wednesday.
maybe this week, Thursday,
maybe
Friday.
tomorrow, maybe Friday.
Yeah.
And then next week is Unmasking. 2 weeks until HHN. We got Premium. We got Opening Weekend. We got Hollywood coming up. I am doing the Unmasking tour in Hollywood. I think are you doing the Unmasking tour in Hollywood?
I am doing it.
So we're doing all kinds of exciting stuff. You got the Zombie Chris podcast, which comes out on Mondays, right?
Yes.
Mondays. And then I have a Hypeless video that is out on the channel right now, on my channel, Dreamport Productions. So if you want to know specifics about where these are ranking, we talked about them quite a bit, but that's there. And then I also have a video I'm working on right now that is more Ozzy focused, so kind of deeper dive into Ozzy Osbourne House. And then I'm going to do a Hollywood Hypeless for the first time ever. I've never done that before because I've never gone. So we got things coming in the next couple weeks. But thank you guys for hanging out, and all right, have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night. See you all in the fog.